Always a faff around to get this goddamn thing live. Oh, we're live now? I think we're live now. Perfect. Excellent. We actually now have something. Good. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Can I hear myself? Yes, I can. Okay, good. Never ending technical glitches.
These men have
Alright. So,
like
stream, that stream.
questions or talked about those things with each other. As a woman,
apparently, it's snowing now in Ark Raiders, and so we're gonna get out there and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. But first things first, let's look and see what's available. So, ooh, Cold Snap. Difficulty. Call for a stiff snowfall and considerable fall in temperature. The air might feel crisp in between the frostbite. Candleberries bushes are bringing to fruit, but they are ripe for the picking. Harvest can increase loot value, damaging cold. Oh, okay, confirm that one. So basically, the cold is now a serious issue. That's something we now have to contend with. And I'm wondering if that means you can get more, like, skins to kind of fight against it, or, you know what I mean? I'm curious to know if that's the answer thing or not. Right, we're doing a custom holdout because I'm not gonna get shot and lose all my cool shit. No chance.
It's quite troubling, and I think their conversation
these.
Listen,
these.
talked about choosing good topics, shifting a new topic,
kettle.
asking good questions, asking follow-up questions, finding moments of living.
There, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Listening, all of these things.
Medical, this.
And confidence.
Or
and it feels like
gunsmith. What do I missing? Metal components. God damn you. I do need it. I love that gun. It's a fucking amazing gun. So I need these. And I need how many? Was it 5? I could only get 2. Metal parts. It's always metal parts.
Half of men say they are unsatisfied with their friendships.
The light, the greenery, you can almost picture us living topside again.
True. There is something very pretty about snow.
In heterosexual relationships, come to rely on their partner for emotional fulfillment and support. Women do not. So when, you know...
That is so true, by the way. That is absolutely so true. I see it. I've seen it in myself, and I've corrected it, and I've seen it in other people as well. Men in relationships rely so heavily on their partner for their social circle. So their partner's the one who's organizing like the social events. It's their partner's the one who they go to if there's an issue. That men don't focus on building and maintaining their friendship groups during relationships. I've seen it so many times. As soon as a guy gets in a relationship, he cuts himself off. It's like, no, bro, don't do that. Never do that. Okay, no one should be doing it. You should always be working and maintaining your relationships, all your relationships, even while you're in a actual relationship. It's really bad for you. Really bad.
You know, a woman, a female spouse dies, men have to remarry to fill that void. And they don't have that friendship.
Yep.
When a husband dies, a woman...
Oh, actually, don't I have something cool here? Yes! I got this the other day. I've never been so happy. This is a fucking... I managed to grab this bad boy. Level up. What do I need? Only firing core. Sentinel firing cores.
Like, here's a question you can ask. What have you been struggling with recently?
You know what? I'm Googling that. Screw it. What is Arc?
What kind of thing have you been thinking about that you haven't shared with anyone before?
What is an Arc Sentinel?
And in the study you did, what kind... Give me a
what does it look like?
How the conversation sounded.
Hey man, you want to get...
It's a turret? That's it? That's literally all it is? I just have to get 4 of those? Oh, shit. Okay, well, that's easy enough. Well, I say that, but okay, cool, awesome.
I'm gonna go take a nap. It's like narrating what's happening.
What's the message inbox? Hey, Raider, unlock an exclusive outfit for art by completing a special Raider contract for the finals. Where's time?
Yeah.
Download the finals.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm careful with that because I'm streaming. I don't want people to see my details. No! Go away.
Which can be important, but you can
confirm. Okay, so this, that,
what did you struggle with
that. Medium shields, all I got.
Whatever the topic is, you can take that next step to make it actually personal and vulnerable and interesting.
Gear.
So that you walk away
Light
one
shield.
step
Thank
closer
you.
to having an actual friend and not just someone you say things you know to.
Did I get more ammo than that? I'm sure I made some more. I guess I didn't.
A year ago, and a kid stood up in the front row.
That should be more than enough, though. Quick use.
Young,
Yes,
I say,
those.
probably 21.
Zipline.
They're all
Those are
doing
quite
this
cool, but not quite yet.
kind of your first job after university. 500 people in this room. Kid stands up front row.
A mine that deals heavy damage on a radius. The timer runs out.
I want to know.
No, that. They're stick. They're cool. These are sticky things.
I can see 499
It's not a gadget allows the scale structure
He had the
sometimes
guts to stand
of a
up
large
in
as
front of people.
I love this, but I'd be terrified of losing it unless I can keep it there.
If he'd asked you that
But
question,
I'm not ready. I'm not psychologically ready to go through that just yet. So
Hello.
the answer is no.
And the number of times that I have run
Okay, ready.
conversation exercises as part of my class, and the students at the end of that.
Am I doing this by myself? Let's do it with
This is the
people.
first
Okay,
time
let's do it
I've
with
turned
people.
to the person
Confirm.
next to me and actually talked
Cold
to them.
snap. Confirm.
It's like every time I do that for
Ready.
a session. Thank you. Thank you.
Right,
for
we're doing the cold
giving me
snap.
giving us a reason to turn
Oh
to each
my
other
God.
and actually talk
Ugh.
to know my classmates. Even that takes tremendous courage, especially if there are norms of coming in, sitting down at a desk or in an auditorium.
We're getting that festive feeling.
literally turning to
That
someone and
festive
saying,
Christmas
and I'll-
feeling.
What's your name? Where are you from? Starting, right? It's okay. In that you do need to read the room, like maybe not appropriate in all situations, which it can be depends on the norm. Once you are engaged with people,
Medium and heavy shields
all of
protect you
things,
at the cost of
what
slowing you
topics do
down.
they actually find helpful to them? Are you asking questions? Are you listening and asking follow-up questions? Are you moving beyond just trading things you know? Are you learning about each other?
Let it snow, motherfuckers. Let it snow.
That's where real relationships come from.
Chill.
what are these here?
Yeah, let's find out.
This list
Hope
of
you're close for the
questions
season, Raider.
This
It's a
is
good
an
day for
exercise
picking
that I do.
candleberries,
It's
but
based
do
on a very
beware of
well-known
frostbite.
exercise called 36 Questions to Fall in Love.
Okay, so apparently frostbite's a real thing now, huh?
In the New York Times.
So,
I literally died to it last round.
how long does it last before you end up getting screwed over?
36 questions.
Well, you stop healing, and you start losing health.
Oh, damn it.
It takes a while, I mean, but like,
Probably, yeah.
they've literally killed me. I would have won a 1v3 last round.
What you want to do is you
Okay, that's worth keeping in mind. Okay, well, I guess let's be quick then.
So, like, trucks and stuff, you just
what
have
is
to be
something you're good
like,
at but don't like doing? What's something you're bad at
what's
but
the
love to
word? Being
do?
covered.
There's something you'd like to
You have to be covered up, basically. You have to be, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
recently. What's something cute your kid, friend, pet, or partner has been doing? Did you grow up in a
Uh-oh.
city?
We have to
you
kill
fallen
this
in
thing.
love with any music, books, and TV shows lately? It's just
Bye-bye.
that are of this flavor.
Oh, if you guys see any sentinels, let me know, because I need 3 of their cores to upgrade my weapons bench.
That are a great starting point.
You got
It's
it.
just the first turn, right? You have to actually listen to what the person says and ask follow-up questions. to
Yeah, so like this little building
conversation
could probably,
builds up the top of the pyramid.
this could probably do
These
it.
are good questions. You could prep just 1 or 2 of them. You could
Maybe.
carry 2 of them in your back pocket.
Oh, cool. We actually get snow on our stuff.
Maybe that window.
People,
work.
so
Oh no,
when
there it is. Yeah.
opportunity arises, you could ask them.
Alright.
I
Other
like
people
being
here?
excited about things. That's my
Oh, they're a little ways off.
Also, like, are you obsessed with any shows or no? But the key is not just asking questions, asking follow-up questions about, like, why do you like that show? What do you see in the main character? Do you see anything from the main character that you see in yourself? You know, you gotta get deeper into it. The original research with
Rubber parts. Okay. Well, hang on a minute. Wait.
questions make you
Salvage.
like each other a lot. And certainly these 10 questions would help you start. If you need the excuse, I would love for your listeners to blame me. If you're feeling
We had a big ass snowstorm up here recently, so I can relate to this.
boys or men,
Shame.
like I saw this crazy lady on Diary of a Video, and she said I should try asking this question, so I'm gonna try. Even my students at Harvard find that quite helpful to have a scapegoat, to point at me and say, my professor made me do this. It doesn't matter who makes you do it, whether it's yourself or someone else. The fact is that you're doing it, and they're gonna answer this question, and then you can ask a follow-up, and it's the beginning of friendship.
I did that when I was younger too.
Oh, cloth as well. Cloth and wires to build the thing. Wow, what?
And I said to her over the text message, I was like,
A lot of people just died.
play a game, something that I've just watched. Are you
Fun times.
I said yes. I asked these 36 questions. And at the end of it, I told her about the research and whatever.
You're a real dork, yeah.
But it did exactly that.
Fighting at all groups.
Vulnerability is the doorway to connection.
That's right. It's the doorway to connection. It's what makes relationships real.
They should have winter-themed skins.
Right?
In here, maybe?
Consistency of interaction, positivity, so you can't be plagued by negativity and fighting.
Nice.
And anger,
Oh.
but positivity, fun.
Hit him once.
Twice.
Twice. Alright, he's down. He's down.
You have to learn these
One
things
more
about
left.
each
There's
other
one more left.
so that you learn each other. I feel like they're unique.
Alright, we're good.
The last one.
Last one.
Persuasion.
Thank you.
Any useful, actionable advice for me on how to be a better salesperson?
Night, bro.
When I say salesperson, I mean trying to convince other people of mine.
It's gonna be time to leave after
When
this.
I do talks in
Yep,
companies,
it's a lot of loot.
someone will stand up and say, I'm trying to persuade my boss to do X innovative thing. They won't listen to me. Have you got any tips for me to persuade them? But also, persuasion isn't one of the
Careful, there's a hornet over there.
frightening organizations in the world.
We are
Kettle,
persuaded by
middle
people we
parts.
trust,
It's mostly basic stuff, if I'm honest.
right? It's people we interact with, and over time,
Loot the wrong
we
guy.
bend to their view, or we are compelled to
Evidently.
share with us because we know that they are smart and trustworthy, and we like them. Persuasion doesn't often happen within the bounds of one conversation.
What's a drop? Fuck.
It could, if you are asking lots of questions and able to sort of
Shotgun, wires,
learn as much as we can about this
medium
topic,
shields.
tangle of yarn, whatever that topic is. Let's see if we can pull threads together and figure this out. We were talking earlier about receptiveness to opposing viewpoints. Ironically, if you
Okay, that wasn't a bad little run, actually.
learn as much
I see. I see my health edging down bit by bit by bit.
and validate
Yeah,
their
we're
views,
probably hitting that
however
point.
you view those views, over the longer term, you are more likely to be persuasive because they're willing to stay engaged with you and listen to what you have to say in return.
Because they feel heard and understood.
Yeah. And they trust that you're not a jerk,
shit, I
and that
need
you're
heals.
reasonable, and that you're open even to their crazy
there?
viewpoints.
I have learned that.
Medium shield. Can I get two of those?
If I make the other person feel heard and understood, they
Validate. You validate.
Two medium shields. Let's drop the salvage the chemicals. Grab that. So I've got two medium shields.
You can validate,
That tactical one. Drop to the ground. I've got tons of that and grab that.
and probably
Crap. Drop that.
Right here.
Put
two
that
minutes.
there. No, put that there. Swap that over. Okay. Am I encumbered? I'm unencumbered. God damn it.
continue to make the same.
I'm encumbered. Give me a sec.
But if I validate,
Take
one
10.
thing happens where they,
Drop one.
Take too much
and
time.
then you can make your case.
It's like a magic
Drop
trick.
that.
There's really beautiful research recently that
No.
people conflate agreement.
Do the
with
X-Rule.
listening.
Drop to the ground. I don't need that.
I only think
That's
you're
better? That's
listening
better. Okay, cool.
when you're
Okay, cool. I'm good.
and when you
Alright,
disagree with
let's
me,
roll.
I feel like you're not hearing me. You're not listening. Because obviously what I'm saying is so sensible and so compelling.
It'd be a real berries.
You're literally not hearing me.
Someone just activated it.
Agreement and listening are not the same thing, but in our minds we get mixed up about it.
You can
I
check.
got two nades.
You can check in. We have more shit.
I think you should start with tell me more. It makes sense.
What's
that
up?
you feel this
Was that another raider? Sorry.
understand how you came to
Yeah.
Yeah, they just hit the
I
button.
think you should start
Okay, so they're gonna be hanging. They're gonna be chilling there, then, aren't they?
before you do anything.
Yeah. Speaking of chilling, my life is edging down.
We could let them.
Let them leave.
Let them like get it open and then just pop in.
Pet beds.
above
Zip
them.
line. Oh, shit.
Did 40
Yeah, this is the last time this is gonna open.
listening did like a fraction of that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're getting oh, that's
it.
it. Yeah, never mind.
Concept to codify, and
Alright.
most people don't realize that it's
What else do we have? Chemicals.
very high level skill.
It's interesting as to why they don't think it's important.
Okay, that's cool.
Think of things.
Did they run inside yet?
Yeah, they're in there.
And speaking in particular, public speaking is very nerve-wracking. It's like an activity that makes people incredibly nervous. So
The ground's super slippery too.
toss my way that might
Oh,
reduce
you didn't make
a
it.
sliver of that anxiety
One of
and
you.
be better at it. People are so hungry for. It's
You guys down there?
right?
Yeah.
We're
You might have a
seeing
chance to hit the button. Hit the button.
No, no, no. Give me a sec. Let me just
literally
get out the way.
People think that listening is like, oh, just
That was a
sit
mistake.
there. When in fact, it's
I would hit that button and you get literally have a minute, if less.
Right? Our minds are wandering at least at 25% of the time.
Oh, there it is. It's there. Dude, take the damage. It's worth it.
People who are charismatic,
One hit.
smart, savvy, it's not because of what they're saying, it's because of how they're listening and reacting to what they've heard.
Fuck you.
Much of the job
An arc orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing.
he said to me,
You have 10 minutes to return to
for example, let's
Speranza.
just say it was
Yeah, got it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. 10 minutes. I got you.
the taxi driver that was driving the government official who we wanted secrets from. And he said to me, he might spend 7 weeks in that taxi doing nothing but listening to this guy, listening to the taxi driver.
Yes.
Because he said most people in their life have not had someone listen to them uninterrupted for like 10 minutes.
Here we go.
They will offload about themselves.
Especially if it's follow-up questions.
Exactly. So, I was like, so what are you doing when you're listening? He was just asking them and just, asking them for and by week 7 or 8 weeks,
And we're out.
their son has a knee injury.
Those guys were cool to hang out with.
Worried about their son's health, and then in week
Continue.
8,
Tons of cool shit. Thank you very much.
I'd say, I know your son has a bad knee. Will you take care of him?
This is exactly the same thing that I was saying.
Deck rewards can be earned more.
You gotta
Fed
have
limit
a
reach.
relationship
Claim
aspect
raider
and
deck
questions,
rewards to earn
questions,
more.
questions,
Okay.
Before you finally get to the thing where you're like, I have a
Skip.
proposition for you,
Continue.
right?
Skip.
Two things about listening. First, I'm not surprised to hear that. A taxi driver is a very simple relationship.
So
They're serving
workbench
one very
here.
clear purpose in their
Actually,
life.
train.
Interacting with someone like a romantic
bear-
partner or
goddamn,
a work
yeah.
colleague, it's called multiplexity. They're
Dex.
serving many
Decorator.
roles. Your
Claim.
girlfriend
Confirm.
is lover, friend, co-chef.
Is there anything else I can do here? Or is that it?
You're coordinating domestic tasks.
Okay, screw it. Doesn't really matter.
So she's
Raider.
That's much more complicated,
Styles.
and there will be
Oh, it's the new thing I got. Well, I don't like that. I prefer the one I bought
way
here.
You would talk to the future mother of your children is quite different than how you would talk to your chef.
Play.
And yet she is both of those.
What are we
things to
doing?
you.
Am I going back into
So
this?
a taxi driver is easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all of the berries.
simpler.
Drop some shit off.
Okay, that's one thing. The next thing is about listening as a skill, like this guy is saying. I'm not surprised to hear.
Is
that
it
he's
full or-
asking follow-up questions. Often people
Expand.
listen
90,000 to
not
expand it.
silently. You're just
Ah.
absorbing. And
Yes.
the listening is actually 3 parts. The first is perception.
Every goddamn time.
I'm seeing you. I'm observing everything that's happening about you during our conversation and
Right.
everything
Okay, let's have a look.
and then there's auditory cues. I'm hearing your voice. I'm hearing these acoustic things. Like
Swap to that. Tactical. Grab
the tone of your
that.
voice,
Medium.
how you
So that's
speak.
automatically now we're
So we train
better.
all this stuff.
What's
We
this?
process some of
Stabilization?
it. We elaborate on some
No.
of the things that you've said, and I
Tactical
think
grip?
more deeply.
No.
I can't process all of it.
Expanded
There's a
mag?
lot
No.
of it.
Silencer? No.
What's so unique about conversation is there's a third step where I can reflect.
Let's have a look,
back
see
to
what kind of
you what I've
build.
heard. I can say, "Well, that's so
projects,
interesting that you met this guy, this
wires,
spy who wrote in the
limit
text. Can you tell me
resources.
more about that?" I've now indicated to you that I was
No more
listening,
cooling
that I'm
fans.
curious
7.
and I
Nice.
wanna know more. So our instincts are to think about nonverbal cues like smiling and nodding
Play.
quietly.
Gather berries. What do those berries look like? Looks like that. Little
Advanced
bushes.
listening. People who really
Cold snap.
develop the
Okay,
skill of
confirm.
listening actually use their
And,
words to show people
yeah,
they've heard
confirm.
them. By validating, affirming, asking follow-up questions.
Remember,
You can paraphrase.
it's not your stuff, it's just your turn.
Stephen said this, Kasi said this.
It's like
Amy said
Rollo
this.
Tomasi, the way he talks about his
What we're
wife.
talking about is status.
You know that nodding and that stuff, is that good or bad?
It's useful. That's what we think of as active listening, which has been studied for decades. It doesn't indicate that someone is hearing you at all. They could be thinking about the grocery list, smiling and nodding at the same time. It is useful, though, to convince your partner that you're listening to them, and that matters, even if it's not connected to what you're thinking about at all. If you were to not smile and nod, the omission of it would be jarring. So in that sense, it's like normative. You have to do it.
What's up, fellas?
Listening 101, but listening 201.
Wanna look out for berries.
Using verbal cues to show someone you heard them.
You understood the objective when you sat down.
I'd start checking the water distillation system in the underground tunnel. Should be a lot to learn there for my own design.
Is there anything that we haven't talked about that we should have talked about?
We haven't talked about silence. Wrote a chapter about silence that I dropped because I think it's an entirely separate book. It's kind of ironic that this book is called Talk because we do so much communicating between the lines. There's so much information exchanged in just a shared glance. When people don't know each other well,
And they're a firing.
pauses are a sign that the conversation's not going well. So if you're on a first date and you feel like the conversation is dying, you're in have that panicky feeling of what do we talk about next, that's legit. You should not let that happen. You should go in with topics prepped and not or this list of lovely questions and ask those questions. Later in a relationship, after you've known someone a long time, longer pauses are a sign that you're comfortable with each other, that you can sit in total silence and companionable silence, and that it's comfortable and nice. So it means different things as relationships evolve. There's so much we can do in our conversations that are not about the words we say to each other, too. There's another chapter I dropped. Do you want to hear about it?
Of course I hear about it.
It's about talking in the digital age.
So this is what I was going to ask you about as well. Is now we have large language models which are writing lots of AI slop for us.
Yes.
And if you log into social media, even email, Slack channels, sometimes on WhatsApp,
Damn berries. Can't find shit.
I look at the messages that,
Oh.
look, I'll take responsibility as well. Sometimes that I'm sending, sometimes that I'm
Okay, cool. Out of the cold.
because of AI,
No.
they're getting increasingly
No.
less soulful. When I scroll certain social media platforms, which are shocking, I feel disconnected from people now.
Yes.
Because my comments are all like AI slop stuff
Yeah.
with a big M dash and oh my god, this
No.
is so amazing, Steve. And you know that
No.
points like that.
Yeah.
In a digital age, in an AI world, do we need to start communicating differently
God, I know that feeling well.
so that people? Do you know what I started doing? Intentional spelling mistakes.
I love that.
Let's go to
Go on
checkpoint.
my LinkedIn, and you'll notice that I totally disregard it.
Okay, let me start by telling you about an exercise that I do in my class. I think it'll be thought-provoking for you. So your question is about the
I'm not seeing any of these goddamn berries anywhere.
So text-based communication, whether it's on social media or over text or over email.
Well, the good thing is I'm not freezing to death yet. But
Clear things
that almost happened last time.
are text-based communication better. Mostly make it shorter. Emails shorter. Use headings. Use bullet points. Get to the point. Think about what other
Oh, sounds like someone didn't kill a snitch.
But I think more broadly, what is quite thought-provoking is to think about how your life proceeds these days, your conversational life. So in my class, I ask students to do a communication audit of like 20 to 30
But I didn't bring
minutes
my
in
head,
your
but I'm
life
running a
where
free
you
loadout.
transcribe every incoming
Yeah, that always sucks.
across all
Yeah.
digital and face-to-face modalities. So your DMs, your emails, your texts, your phone calls, your Zoom calls, your face-to-face interactions, all of it.
Leaving seeds, they'll take those for sure.
It's
Yep, free money.
it's the sort of top line thing you notice is that it's so much.
Yo, are these berries
Just a
just nowhere?
crazy amount.
I was just thinking that I haven't seen any berries anywhere.
When only maybe 20 years ago, it was like 10% of what it is now. I think we all feel that sort of overwhelm. Not only is it a lot, we're constantly toggling and adjusting from one mode of communication to the next. So I'm like talking to you while I'm texting under the table, while I hear my emails going, and knowing that my DMs are blowing up. That mental adjustment is really exhausting. And across each of those modes, we're like engaging in different ideas, a different thread, different topics with different people. And so you start to realize how.
But here, number plate, rusted parts, chemicals. Oh, what's this? Fire.
And it's quite hard to
Bioware
get
box blueprint. Oh.
and to make all of these decisions about like who should I be responding to. We all then default
1 second.
to whoever's in front of us. But any other mode of communication, we're like, well, who should come first? Who gets my attention first? And attention is love, right? Like, who gets my love, essentially. exercise, which is completely mind-blowing, and I would recommend anybody try it.
Hey, watch out for the hornet.
Only face-to-face conversations feel real in retrospect and while they're happening. Now,
Where's Orange? Oh, there he is.
aren't important. Of course, email is so important for transactional information exchange, but it's not real. It's not what the human brain was built to do. Our brains evolved to do this face-to-face. It's why I prefer doing an interview like this in person than on Zoom. Because it's real, and we're gonna have, it's so engaging, and we're gonna have a real memory of it later.
When there's 3 of us, we can take it out.
There's a lot I find troubling, but this, our conversational lives have become.
I kind of want
very
that supply drop.
And that's
Oh, it dropped a blueprint. That's cool.
so disconnected and lonely. And
Okay, I'm starting to get attacked by the coal, so
we're not having.
we need to find a place to get inside, like, quick.
Even having this device here, by the way, is
Because it hacks away at your health real quick, bro. Wow.
replace our conversations because we're on here instead of engaging. They also disrupt.
I
It's
wonder
just
what
if
counts
it's
as
on a
cover,
table in
like
front
if
of
I
you
got
and
one of
you
these
hear buzzing
buses
or
where
dinging in the background, distracts your attention.
cover me, you know?
Stop. It's not dropping anymore. Okay, there's a bastion in here. You hear that? Oh, it's right there.
Oh, hell nah. I think it's 20 up.
Wait, I got
There's a door here, door here, door here. And I'm dead. Perfect. If you can get into this door, you can revive me. Just saying. Or not.
Don't even fucking look in their direction.
You're lucky. Thank you very much.
I got one pack. I'm just showing this.
It's just an exception thing. I've noticed myself now not paying the same attention I used to.
Oh my god, dude.
Careful.
I can't come behind them. I gotta just fucking.
I think I got one more left.
You got enough? Careful, careful, careful. Wait till it turns. Wait until it turns before you start throwing shit at it.
That shit just shot me off the fucking roof line. That's wild.
Okay, it's almost down. Wait.
There's a whole.
Almost, almost, almost.
Yo, coming in that door over here. Wait.
Okay, that got it. It's down, it's down. Oh, no, it's not quite, not quite, not quite. Bro, make your way in here. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
I did an experiment this semester in my class.
Appreciate that. I should have just called past him. I didn't think about that.
No, so I honestly, I thought you were going to crawl through the door where we are, because once you're down, it doesn't do anything to hurt you.
Yeah.
But I mean, in all fairness, that thing's really badly damaged. We could probably take it out with a couple of shots from a heavy gun.
I want to preface this by saying I think chatbots are most
I just need some of you guys to distract it so that we can get the shots off. So we can't all be bunched in the same spot. We have to be in different locations. So one of you guys go from here. I'll go from the side, okay? I'm heading back to where the blue guy came through, and I'll shoot from the side. Just work in turns to like distract it, basically. Okay, it's down. It's gone.
They should
2
be.
shots
There was
and
another thing in there.
I do care about
Oh, it's gone, so it's
and
cool.
also, I am afraid of that. That's a weird, that makes a relationship weird. And I have to question their motives because I'm like, are you here because you're actually interested in what you're asking me? Or because
Rubber in there if you guys need rubber.
right?
Your
This is
expedition.
weird. So she's
okay, after this, we better book out because you're not going to get that lucky again.
the other thing that she can do is what you were saying, which is after they talk to her and get advice from the conversation, she gives
Beating
them
my ass.
Oh, for God's sake.
Enjoy that.
Get the hell off me, you fucking thing. Jesus.
of levity. Here's how well you are listening and doing kindness. Even if I am assuming
Yeah, okay, I do not want to die at this point, so...
do not have the bandwidth or time to craft the feedback to the students, to 200 students.
Nah.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good with what I got. For real.
I want to take all the other bastion
I
cells.
think there are use cases like this that are
We killed 2 of them.
really amazing and intriguing and make things easier and more efficient. And as a manager or policymaker, that's why it's so troubling. Because as long as things
Salvage.
AI continues to make
Drop.
individuals' lives easier and more convenient,
Drop.
I don't know how we can stop
Drop.
and regulate it.
I think as well, in the world of AI and robots, it's going to be very tempting to overlook the most human skills. And those that don't, those that fight against
Okay, got a couple of bastion cells and a blueprint, so I'm happy.
a chatbot to speak
The only thing that really fuck...
or develop a superpower, one that's going to be
The only thing that fucked my day up now is another team taking us out, which is why I kind of want to leave.
like really
Yeah, we need some heals.
person IRL and have great
You got any shield
conversations
crazy
with
monkey?
such a superpower.
It is
Oh, yeah.
Head home at the Overlook air shaft.
5 minutes away.
it has always been true that conversation is the skill that matters most for achieving everything you want in
A
life.
spotter.
But it just seems more obvious now
Oh,
that
fuck.
we need to lean into that even more.
Do any of you guys have any bandages?
And
Yeah.
some of it,
Nah.
I don't even know if irreplaceable is the right word. It's like the things that no matter what the future holds for us, the things that are still
I got a
going to
couple.
matter. I'll put all my chips on a bet.
Okay, cool. I'm more concerned about the cold, that's all.
I can imagine worlds where like work is no longer a thing. Innovation's no longer a thing. But I cannot imagine a world where
Let's head home at the Overlook air shaft.
Which way are you guys heading out?
in real life.
I think that
There's people to the right.
All raiders, arc on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find your way home. I repeat, 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have to book, guys.
in the real world, where they were forcing out skills.
That's right. It's part of the reason that I think we see a lot of sort of like misunderstanding and judgment between the generations. Is that
This does
right
count as
now,
cover.
People who are alive have experienced very, very different realities. And the skills that you have developed in those different realities are quite different and
Let me just get in here for a sec to warm up.
are different from each other across the generations.
And on the front of
Sure.
your talk,
Me
it
and
says
you
the
guys.
science of conversation and the art of being ourselves. Do you think we should sharpen
Okay, we're close to the extraction point. It's 4 minutes away. Let's up that hill.
Great phrase. What a great decision.
You ready?
Great phrase by a scholar named
All right.
Juliana Pillemer.
Fuck it, go.
Called strategic authenticity. Okay. If you were to bring your full self to work, it would be a nightmare for you and everyone around you. At the beginning of my class, I have people do this thing that's like, okay, identify your type, your conversation types. And there's like 13 good types and 13 bad types. You know, there's like the asker and the curious cat and the chatterbox and whatever. The whole thing is a straw man because we're all of those things. We all have habits that are good sometimes and habits that are bad
Oh.
sometimes.
Is that another team?
People.
Yeah, stay out of the way. Stay back. Don't even chance it. Don't even chance it.
As I do when I'm doing
Snitch,
bad
find us.
time with my children. If you did, it would be insane and it wouldn't serve anybody. Watching waves
sure they're not gonna fuck with us unless they want.
Yeah, I think the other team just wants to get out.
Oh, they're getting shot at by Arc.
Oh, fuck. Bombardier. Rocketeer, 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 Rocketeer.
Yo, this is fucked, man. I might die here.
Okay, we have to get in that building.
That fucking rocket shooter.
Try get in the building, guys. I can heal you from here. You have to get into the building now.
They're leaving now.
No, this is a great question. We like to debate this in class.
They're gone.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Blue, just get into the building here and you're good. I can heal you and we can just call it out for next one. We've got time, don't worry.
2 minutes left. Head back immediately.
Oh, I think I need to ask a question right now. You might not die. No.
Oh, we are surrounded, bro. Alright, I'm reviving you. Stay still. Then I'm going to run out, hit the button, okay? God damn, that thing took a lot of hits. Yeah, just stay away from the fucking explosions. And then get ready to sprint the second the door opens. Here it comes. 40 seconds to go. We're cutting it close, bro. Okay, it's open. Go, 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 go.
Oh my fucking.
Oh, bro, for real? Hurry up.
Dude, it came in the fucking face.
Okay, you're in, you're in. Call it, call it, call it, call it, call it. Right, we're out. Sweet, nice, well done. Iliamune de Abjabo? C'est quoi ça? Chat.
It's a very different.
I appreciate the chat, but I gotta be honest. Il y a mujer de... Mon français n'est pas très bon, désolé. Je peux parler un peu, mais ce n'est pas très bon.
It's both. And you know what I always say? It's like the most
Continue.
self-interested and least self-interested thing.
Continue.
You're like making a copy of yourself. Okay, like talk about narcissism, but it's just it really life is no longer about you.
That's terrifying to hear. It is terrifying to hear objectively. Like I understand.
Okay, that was crazy. That really was crazy.
For anybody to know that
That worked out for us.
That worked out super good. I was really happy with that, but I got so worried at the end as soon as that Rocketeer showed up. I thought, oh god, we've got 10 seconds left. We've got a book.
And the team, yeah, that was something.
You're evolving into a different version of you for them. The more freedom and like resources you have.
All right, well, that was my last game, so have a good one, guys.
Okay, cool, man. Take care.
More as a loss. But you also have more to gain. It really is really incredible. It's easy to focus on like fertility and having children and to ask children prying questions about like, how many do you want and whatever. But I think it's easy to focus on like,
What do I need? I need...
and overlook how long childhood is. It's 18 years, and I think the major project of it is helping kids learn to talk to other people.
And how do you do that? I'm sure there's loads of parents screaming right now. Like, how do I set my kid up so that they can talk well?
Yeah,
Communicate well?
I think it's what you were doing.
Okay, I'm not doing the cold snap again just yet, because quite frankly, it takes forever to find those. I'll go back to it later on.
Helping them both fail and succeed. It's very important. And we're hoping to
Or I could just do it.
talk course for high schoolers and younger children quite soon.
Do I need to get them off YouTube and all that stuff?
Yes.
and screens.
Let's double the rewards.
Yes.
Is a little bit of YouTube okay?
A little bit of anything might be okay. Digital stuff is hard though because you give them an inch, they take a mile, and it becomes habitual.
So what do you do with your kids?
It's a constant evolution and learning, and we give them 20 minutes.
A day?
Yeah, on a computer that doesn't move.
Cancel.
Nothing moves.
You know what? Here's an idea.
Age does that change?
To be determined.
Confirm.
They know
The free loadout.
phone, like a phone. Now I'm getting more and more extreme. I feel like maybe never.
What's that, sorry? I see one woman talking down of the game in a video.
Much later than that. I mean, it's an interesting.
You see one woman talking down of the game in a video. You do. You do see a woman talking down in a game of the video.
Angela Duckworth is doing great work, not Gensco at Stanford, trying to help schools.
That is Harvard's behavioral expert. And she's talking about the psychology of why people don't like you. Which I thought was fitting. How you doing, guys?
Good, good.
I'm in here with a free loadout, so don't expect me to last long.
Same.
I'm just in here to grab and carnage and get out. And there's a screamer. Straight away.
If I can. Oh, nice. Where'd that fucking come from?
Can't believe it. Are you kidding me? Where the hell is that thing?
I think it's the ultimate human skill, and everyone has that.
Oh, there it is.
And it's not a zero-sum game. The more people who do it well, the better off it will be.
You said save. Why did you use the word save?
I think we're in a period where we actually are known to save from
Oh, people. Orange, are you dead already?
Where?
roll back, and it's really scary.
Oh, damn it.
And I think
Yep, Orange is out already.
first step is let's get the devices out of schools, ideally out of
Blue, where are you?
their hands. But then the next step is like what rises
I'm right
to
here.
replace it. And I
Okay, cool. There's another team in here somewhere, so watch it.
You're gonna leave Harvard? Is that an announcement?
I'll try to come up. I'm gonna come up.
Okay, they're up. Okay, they're attacking me. That all you got, bro? Oh, there are two of you. Sneaky fuck. Enjoy the free loadout, bro. You've earned it. You worked hard for that. Oh shit! You thought you were so cocky. You thought you got it, didn't you?
That's fine. I didn't die. Can only do so much. 12 bullets on a rattler.
I was about to say, I literally had like a kettle, which is nothing more than a pea shooter.
Oh, damn, Hammer. I probably left you out there for a minute, didn't I?
Well, I'm...
We've touched on several things in this book, but there's so much more we can go through, so I'm going to leave that to the audience. I'm going to link it below for anyone who wants to read it. But also thank you, because I think of these issues as being issues that are really foundational to the most important
jumped
things in
out.
our lives, like family, like friendships, like relationships, like the success and the pursuit of our goals.
Gathering berries. You know what? Let's go try and get some berries.
To reach
Reload out. Ready. Oh, wait. Cancel.
So if anyone wants this book,
Play there. Confirm.
is there anywhere else one should go to get more
Free loadout. Actually, I can't. I'm not going to do a free loadout, because if I do a free loadout, I'll get killed. So we'll go a cheap loadout. One of my many of those with one of those. Some of that. Some of that.
Very, very soon you can go to
And a cheap ass one of these. With some consumables. Some of that. Some of that. And some of that. So the goal is we're looking for berries.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you for amplifying my work, and I just think what you're doing here is fabulous. So
Oh, has it been 2 hours already? Jesus.
He wants regime change in Venezuela.
Yeah, why is the USA in Venezuela? What's the point? I don't understand it.
Congress had not declared war on Venezuela. No one really fully understands what Trump is trying to achieve. Even the members of Congress
let's go.
of his own party don't have a
Oh, wait, cancel. We're not going as a team. We're going individually.
Naive, and is this really just about oil?
Ready.
Donald Trump is trying to amass as much cash as he can. People, take your head out of your behinds and understand what's happening here.
Hello and welcome to The Rest is Politics US with me, Katty Kay, and joined...
Hello, Katty Kay. How are you?
A friend of mine, the former Republican Lieutenant Governor of Maryland and RNC chair and now co-host of The Weeknight and very able substitute for some guy called Anthony something on this program, Michael Steele.
Anthony something.
So good to have you back.
Mr. Scaramucci.
Look, you know me, I'm always a fan of crossing the pond, baby. I'm good to be back with you. I'm excited. There's nothing to talk about. We can just talk about holiday recipes.
Wow, wouldn't that be nice? Let's start with Venezuela, though, because it's been a kind of interesting few days. You've had the Americans seizing this oil tanker on Wednesday.
Right. We're looking for fruits. Berries. Where are we first and foremost? Ancient fort. Okay. Oh, someone's died? Shit.
Been allowed to do that under international law, so they said, okay, well, we can take it. They had those amazing pictures of the Marines going. Are they Marines? You'd know that better than me. Going down the.
These berries? No.
It looked like something out of a fairly bad Tom Cruise.
Is it even possible to find berries in this?
As part of the show. Yeah, actually, that's a very good point, Michael, because they videoed the whole thing, right? They wanted
Oh, fuck you.
They wanted presumably the Venezuelans to see that too.
They wanted us to see that, but we can't somehow.
Hey, at least I'm warm.
Video of them killing two innocent individuals who've been stranded in the water trying to survive after the first strike on their boat.
Selective video releasing.
What's this? What am I collecting?
Selective video releasing.
Snow?
I think it's very, very important for folks to understand.
What did I collect?
This effort of engagement that we have right now taking place is not only
Duct tape.
to
Search this.
stability in this region,
Oh, I need that.
but potentially stability globally because of the relationships that Venezuela has beyond this hemisphere, right? And so it's alliances with Russia and others make this goes
Fuck
too far.
you.
The question is, what's too far? I think it's important also for people to understand that U.S. interdiction on the seas
Hey, yo.
is not unusual. That's what our Coast Guard does. Particularly if any vessel is suspected of engaging in illegal activity, whether it is shipping of oil to.
Would have tried something. I did this yesterday.
Should not be getting that oil, or running drugs into the United States or anywhere else that comes across territorial waters.
That side of it, the president has jurisdiction over, right? That's my understanding too. That if he was using this oil tanker, even just if it was the Coast Guard stopping these drug-carrying boats, that would all be.
Right, we'll do that later on. We'll do that later on for sure. That's on our to-do list.
Power to the president over that, right?
They see power, but they still have an oversight responsibility. So the War Powers Act, the Act of the United States, does give the
What have we got here? Ally and that.
to engage in this activity, but he has to account for what he's doing. He has to inform Congress.
The only thing about playing music is that everything, including ARC, knows exactly where the fuck you are.
Intelligence agencies have gathered that led him to engage in the activity. For example, the Venezuelan
Fuck you.
would normally be carried out by our Coast Guard. They would not be strikes. They would apprehend the boat. They would stop it. They would board the boat. They would arrest the individuals on the boat. They would document what's on the boat, and then they would proceed through criminal proceedings to prosecute
Run.
individuals. They send them back to their country or put them in jail.
And Mike, quickly, just let me ask you this. That's very. I like the way you're laying this out. So that is the process as it normally should happen. Is that a process that's written into statute? Is that a process that's
Fuck you.
The process. Now, some of it is based off of protocol and process. You know, an agency says, okay, this is how we will interdict a boat or a ship on the waters, or this is what we will do if asked to engage on land somewhere. So they have internal operational functions that they carry out, but that's driven by the federal code, undergirded by statute that has been authorized by Congress. And again, they give you the War Powers Act.
What's that?
Which covers a lot of this activity when it involves extra engagement by the United States under the direction of the President of the United States. So whether you're talking about the ships, land becomes a whole different ballgame.
Which, by the way, the President said, right? On Friday, I think it was, he said, it's going to be starting on land soon. You're saying they've treated us badly, and I guess we're not treating them so good, too. That's kind of what he's saying. He's not happy and he's doing this stuff.
Well, he's not happy. No one really gives a damn whether or not he's happy, because that's not the standard by which one invades another country. Whether or not the president is happy. Now, if Venezuela wants all this to go away, just create a little phony FIFA type award and send it over to him. And, he'll go in the room and he'll slather all over that. And maybe,
Broken Earth.
things will lessen. But the
I guess here is where we're going.
he wants regime change in Venezuela.
Why? Why do you think it is, Michael? Because I think that's one of the big questions here.
I think that's a very important question that folks here in Washington really don't have an answer to. Because first off, it is not the public policy of the United States to engage in regime change. Number two, if there is an underlying policy of regime change, you're certainly not going to go about it this way. That puts too much emphasis and too much conversation in space about what's happening and what you're doing. Congress, again, would be engaged in, and even the members of his own party.
2, 3, 4.
The end game is with Venezuela. You just cannot roll up on a country and start bombing their, sites on their soil. Particularly if you're talking about drugs. When did we get into the drug enforcement business in Venezuela? Right? And so if you're trying to
Oh shit.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Run, duck.
Fentanyl that's in this country largely comes from China.
Run, duck.
Or something anyway.
And to the extent that it comes through Mexico, you know who brings it into the country? Americans. Americans are the largest transporter of fentanyl into the United States. So all of this is a ruse for a game that no one really fully understands what Trump is trying to achieve with Venezuela. Does he have a stick up his butt about Maduro? Possibly, but why? What? To what? And I think you could say that a lot of world that Donald Trump engages with.
Okay, come on. Where are you? Where are you?
The administration is acting without really giving them, since they're in the majority, a roadmap of why he's doing what he's doing. And the evidence and the facts don't align with his level of engagement.
Get off!
Just before we take this with somebody who's a Venezuelan economist who's pretty close to the opposition, and said that there are conversations going on now between the White House and Maduro about giving Maduro and people around Maduro some passage out of the country via Qatar or via Belarus or somewhere, and that the conversations were back and forth about
Fuck you!
Maduro would it be Maduro plus 10 of his people around him, plus 20 of his people around him, would it be which top military leaders?
You little screw. Where are you? Get back here!
Maduro necessarily wants this. Apparently,
You little.
Maduro initially suggested, okay,
There. Fucking unbelievable. Right, where is it? I'm gonna die doing this for sure, 100%.
they are clearly very focused on getting rid of
Fuck!
who just got the Nobel Prize and did this to
Fuck! Whoa! 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 Rude!
She's got people planning healthcare, she's got people planning education. I mean, there is a country and she won last year's election. This question of
10 minutes, huh?
so interesting. Are we just being naive, and is this really just about?
I guess we're going that way.
This seems
Run, 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 run.
starting on land pretty soon, which was a very striking phrase to me that he used this weekend. Is he going to start bombing their telecoms communications or their other infrastructure?
I am fully expecting to die in this. I do not have any intention of surviving. Oh, get up! I'm down! Ah! Jesus Christ, right. Okay. We can heal. I can't recharge my battery, but at least I can heal.
We've had this issue going back to the first term with Venezuela.
There's something big out there, I can hear it. Heal. Map. Okay, I have to get there to escape, huh? That's quite a distance. I'll have to wait for these guys to properly lose interest in me, though.
Let's stop pretending that, we're dealing with, rational human beings here who have a lot of political power. Neither one of these
that way
should be in the jobs they're in. And so the reality is, to your point, it presents a problem for a number of not just those that have some economic potential.
Run, dog, run! Don't stop.
Between the United States and Venezuela when it comes to oil, okay, that's a thing. But it also has very, very, I think, concerning narratives around the use of force to get your way in a situation like this. And whether or not any country, let alone the United States, should be the bully the way we've been, as opposed to, if you really want Maduro replaced, then work the ground, work with,
come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
In the democracy space, trying to fix what is ailing their country right now. Putting in place, as you referenced, you have a sort of government in waiting. How do you assist in that effort without direct interference? I mean, there are any number of ways to do it, but to sit there and go, well, we're just going to start bombing on your land.
Come on.
And we're going to take out, we're going to make up stories about drug runners. And
come on, we're almost out, we're almost out, we're almost out.
To justify killing over 80 people, there is no situation in which that is legitimate unless there's a declaration of war.
The other risk for the when the pottery barn rule applies, you break it, you own it, right? I mean, I know that there are differences between Venezuela and Syria and Iraq. Venezuela's had a democracy. They had elections last year.
Okay.
Somebody was duly elected. Okay, the elections were overturned by Maduro.
I almost had that friggin' thing.
Tradition of democracy. And you don't have the ethnic differences that you had in Iraq, for example. So I get that argument, and I think it's a very valid argument. I think the problem is that if America owns this regime change, which it will do, with these boat strikes, with the kind of pressure that it's putting on Maduro, especially if it starts targeting in any way things on land, even if it's not American boots on the ground. And then let's say you get the opposition comes into power, and she has her people around her. But the narco terrorists, what are they going to do? Is this going to be a Colombia-type situation where they're going to go away and give up this incredibly lucrative business and say, okay, fine, right, we're going to go sell candy now? I mean, and I meant real candy, not that kind of.
Fuck you, dog. Shit! I'm stuck! Fuck! Fuck! Oh, no! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're not playing that nonsense. Get in. Get your ass in.
Officials in London.
Oh shit, bro, you died? God damn.
We're starting to see now our allies go, you know what? We're just gonna check out on this whole Venezuela thing. We're not sharing information with you because y'all
get me out, get me out, get me out, get in there. Right, okay, good. That's not bad for a free loadout.
How are the European leaders looking at this situation, and what is the
that wasn't a free loadout, I forgot. Okay.
To either lean in to try to move Trump off of some of the
craziness that he's engaged in, or step back and just
I know what we're gonna do.
wait and see how it plays out.
I mean, you're right about everyone's worried about sensitive stuff ending up on group chats with journalists on them. I don't know why Pete Hegseth has not added me to a group chat yet, but that's super annoying. If he'd like to, I'm happy to join a Signal chat with sensitive information on it, just so you know. That has not happened yet, but you've
Right, we're gonna have a bit of fun here.
You've also got the concern that, hold on a second, if we do hand over sensitive information and a war crime is proven to have been committed. So I've heard reports that Europeans are nervous about the intelligence being used in a way that is not legal, and to abet something that
Ready?
could be a war crime, that's
Confirm.
obviously concerning to them. But beyond that, you have, you know, the Chancellor of Germany this weekend saying, guys, the Pax Americana's over, the party's done, change of policy here, wake up and smell the coffee.
Ready,
We have to go
yes.
this alone, or go this with somewhere else. Beijing, by the way, are you listening? So I think there's a lot of concerns about what the Americans are doing, and there's been some I've read some great reports.
No space in your stash to play. Oh, god damn it, the Switch is full already?
On this. There are rules of war for a reason. And it is a real
I need
test
something
of
else that'll
democracy
prop this thing.
that you adhere to the rules of war. Now, we
Well,
don't know if the rules of war have been broken in the case of the boat strikes, but we need some kind of investigation and we need transparency.
Okay, I need my little helm
to
thing.
see that second
Where is it?
video of the two people, as you say, who look like they
Where's
are
the clamp?
on an upturned table, it sounds like, from the people who have seen it, pose absolutely no threat and then are blown out of the water. So I think we need a lot more transparency, and everyone around the world who's watching this is going to be a lot more nervous.
That last point, I think, is why we have not seen the tape, and we likely won't see the tape. The imagery of that act will be
that
more
there.
powerful than any image that has
Here.
come before it. Trump loves posting, or at least at the time, of doing
on,
like yippee
on,
ki
on.
cowboy bullshit, and just kind of like doing all this stuff, and look at how we're blowing up these narco terrorists, right? Video 1.
Perfect.
Video 2 is
Right, that goes there.
to survive, and
So
they're
turn it.
scrambling in the water, and they're clinging on to debris
Like that.
to try to save
Okay,
their own
this is
lives.
going to be a bit different,
And
people,
then,
but we're going to get
as
this a go.
some have seen it.
Right, custom.
Members of Congress that I've had on my show have said, it looks like they're waiting for someone to rescue them, and then they're blown up. And that imagery is one that this government cannot allow to be
Okay, I need to sell some crap.
indelibly linked in the minds of the American people and the globe, for that matter. That's going to
good,
create
keep
an
that.
enormous amount of pressure on this administration, setting up going into next year's political cycle. You won't believe how much
Sell.
that piece,
Sell.
linked with the Epstein files, plays a narrative
Sell.
in American politics, which we've already seen the results from, right?
Oh.
The special elections that have been lost by Republicans, the narrowed wins in a place
Medium
like Tennessee, one of the reddest states on the
Learning
friggin'
consume.
planet, narrowly elected.
Do I already have that? I must already have that, right? If I
a
can't consume it.
Republican member, because of how
Refiner
these
too. Let me
storylines
see if it's
are
in there.
starting to eat at the American people. The overarching part of the question you asked.
Yeah, I already have it. Okay, so I can sell it.
Why
Perfect.
is he
Right.
doing this? Is he doesn't care. Donald Trump is trying to amass as much cash as he can
So-
while he's in this job, whether it comes from the Saudis or Europe or Asia. He doesn't care. I mean, look at what they're doing with Ukraine. Where's the Secretary of State? Why do you have businessmen basically negotiating Ukraine? Oh, because you want there's a financial transaction on the back end with Russia.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people, take your head out of your behinds and understand what's happening here.
Voltage converter.
Men
I've yet
and
to see a
women
use for that.
are
Sell.
suffering here at home. Families are hurting economically.
Surveyor thingy,
Internationally,
Majiggy
we're
Bubba.
just shooting
Got tons
people
of these.
indiscriminately out of the water. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has this threat of doing deals all across. That's the transactional line.
That's
Sell.
why
I
the
find
phrase
these
going
quite
around Washington at the
often.
moment is Maduro out, Chevron in. And
There you
that's
go.
basically the kind of White House
There you
policy.
go.
Remember that one, Maduro out,
and
Chevron
cold,
in.
forget that.
Okay, we're going to take
Okay,
a quick
let's
break
try
and
a
come
free
back
one.
and talk about
Now.
whether the GOP will get back to what has been
Cool.
understood as American Republican foreign policy for the last 70 years. Stay with us. Big question for you. What kind of a Christmas shopper are you? Are you the kind of person that leaves it to the last minute, or have you already got it done?
Well, what do you think, Kat?
Obviously, you haven't even thought about anybody's Christmas present.
I'm a very busy man, and
Okay, people, so today we're doing something special. It's fucking around. Right there. That's better. Right. Up there. God damn it, hold it straight. Thank you. That's better. Jeez, just hold it upright. Doesn't have to be incorrect. Doesn't have to be messy. Right, let's get to the train. Lobby.
Let's go to the lobby.
Which way? This way. Up.
Not the people.
That's all free shit, so ready. Ready up always. Let's see if we can find some people to do this with, huh? I wonder how long it'll I wonder if I get kicked. I would not be surprised at all if I am. If someone's just like, screw this guy, what the hell am I doing with this with him for? Okay, here we go. Should be interesting.
To the 3 to the 4. When it's last call and the kick us out the door. It's getting kinda late, but the ladies want some more. Oh my, good lord, tell them drinks on. Some double shot of whiskey. Lady and Jack Daniels got me in the street.
How did he die? He bet his subs. Drive too far, just across the border and into the city. Get jobs and find to see what it means to be there. See, my old man's got a problem. Left with the way he said his body's too old. It's not a sin to look like this. So now I went up and left it. Since I was back. What I did. Well, I had fun, and that's what matters to me. But it's dead in here. It's obviously dead in here. It's no one's playing. Right. But this is my new favorite tool. This is my new favorite toy right here. I am the DJ. I am the Arc Raiders DJ. That is what we are. I should change my name to that. Arc Raiders DJ. Leave party. Yeah, leave. Okay, let's try a bit more serious. Workshop. Actually, hang on. Raider projects. This one here. Do I have any more shit for this? I do. Wires. Cooling fans. 0 cooling fans. Window opening is 14 hours. Play. Cold snap. I still have yet to find anything in there. Reload out. Oh, my backpack. Full squad on. Play. There. Federation the probe and sending guarded probes down en masse. Increase the amount of probes. Difficulty that. That's very difficult. But you also get 2x the thing, don't you? So I'm going to say yes to that one. Tactical repair. My God. Wait. Oh, it's a Mark 1 only? Oh, it's that one's the Mark 2. Right, my bad. Kettle. Even though it's basically useless. So what do I need? I need... Do I have anything left? I do. I have that. I have that. I have those. Actually, you know what? Screw those. 1, 2. Explosive stations. These bad boys. Ah. That's now locked. Oh, it's ended. It's ended. Inspect. A clandestine group has activated the gate's emergency shutdown protocol. 4 keycards need to be obtained to override it and uncover whatever they're hiding. My God. 4 keycards. Does that mean I need to have 4 keycards in my thing in order to be doing that? Is that what that means? Oh, cold snap over there. Okay, we'll go over here then. Ammo. $50 something for those. Sticky grenades, thank you. And I need more light ammo. Light ammunition. Ammunition. Is it not making it? Is that the thing? Oh, I see. Right. Okay. It is making it. I'm just an idiot. Call snap. Confirm. Let's go. This only really works later in the day. So we won't waste it. Oh, my neck. Mm. What have we got ourselves here?
Today's number? 60. That is the percentage of Americans who say they have had a paranormal experience. These are events that involve visions of ghosts and in some
Paranormal
cases,
experience, huh?
I had one last night when I watched Fox and Friends. Welcome to Property Market. I'm Ed Elson.
Yeah, thanks for the...
Let's check in on yesterday's market write-ups. The major indices fell ahead of the jobs report, which will be out this morning. Bitcoin dropped back below $86,000. Broadcom suffered its worst 3-day sell-off since 2020. And finally, Tesla closed at a high for the year after Elon Musk confirmed that the company is testing driverless robotaxis.
Hey, yo, yo.
Okay, what else is happening? Oracle stock has taken a serious tumble since last week's earnings miss. The stock fell roughly 11% on Thursday following their quarterly report in which revenue fell short, and it raised its capex guidance again Shares then dropped another 5% on Friday after Bloomberg reported that Oracle has delayed completion of OpenAI-related data centers, and the stock fell another 3% yesterday as shares remained under
Container storage? Okay, well, after you.
40% from its September peak. So, here to help us make sense of what is happening to Oracle right now.
Yeah, I see it.
Gil Luria, head of technology research at D.A. Davidson. Gil, good to see you back on the show.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Oracle reports earnings on Thursday. Misses on revenue, not a huge miss, but then what we're seeing is a pretty phenomenal reaction, down 11% on Thursday. Then it keeps on sliding again after the weekend. What are investors most concerned about right now?
Well, Oracle was put in a precarious position by OpenAI. 3 months ago, OpenAI promised them, we're going to spend $300 billion with you over the next 5 years. And at the time, that was OpenAI's biggest commitment, and it looked like it was going to come to fruition. And at the time, it even looked like Oracle had won that over all the other possible providers of data center capacity. But what we found out in the subsequent couple of months is that OpenAI was making a lot of commitments to a lot of companies.
Can you see you can't see the feet in the snow. That's kind of crappy. They should. It's little details like that I'd like to see more of. I mean, it looks. Are you for real, Doug? Seriously?
So here's Oracle. They need to borrow a lot of money to build a lot of data centers to serve this contract. May or may not materialize.
People sort of say to you, "Oh no, just do this," and you roll. No, you don't.
They can't say they don't have that. So here they are. They show up on Thursday and say we have 523 billion of remaining performance obligations, in spite of the fact that we all know that 300 billion of that is from one company that may or may not be. So Oracle's in this tough situation. They already have a leveraged balance sheet to borrow more money. And they got on the call on Thursday and said, we intend to keep our investment grade. We intend to stay.
Fuck you. Oh!
3.5 debt-to-EBITDA ratio, which we're already close to. To do that, we're going to have vendors own the chips, we're going to have customers own the chips, we're going to postpone leases. So they got themselves into this really uncomfortable position where it's unclear how they can proceed moving forward, building for a customer that may or may not materialize.
Everything you just said there,
I need power cells, power cells, power cells. Don't need that.
Their future revenue is coming from this company. We don't know how much we can trust OpenAI. We are also looking at the leverage that Oracle is taking on. All of that stuff sounds like stuff we kind of already knew, or at least that most people generally had an understanding of. But it looks as if something happened or something changed people's minds with this earnings report. Is there something that made people...
By the way, just so you know, there's another Raider team in here.
...or some number that particularly stood out to people?
A couple of things. So one thing is that you mentioned that they missed on revenue. And part of the reason they missed on revenue is they didn't live up to their obligations to build the data centers at the rate they had promised. And that's the premise of a company like Oracle or like CoreWeave. The whole premise is, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, they can't build it fast enough. Come to us, we'll get it done. So when you have, and this happened to both of these companies over the last couple of weeks, and show up and say, actually, I can't get it done in time.
There's another Raider down there.
So that's part of
Want to take him out?
They had this window on Thursday to own up to what happened to them with OpenAI, to own up to the fact that they'd been played and say, look, there's 223 billion of remaining performance obligations from robust customers that we have 100% visibility into, and 300 billion that we hope to get, and we're working with AI, but we have to discount that somehow to be more reasonable. And instead of doing that, they got entrenched in this notion that everything's fine, we can continue to borrow money, and we're going to continue to build data centers, and the customers are going to be there, nothing to see here. I think that in itself caused unease.
Yeah. Just looking at their debt situation, so the long-term debt increased to 116 billion.
Yeah, careful with that.
44% from a year ago. But I think probably most interesting is what's happening in the credit default swap market, where the spreads on Oracle's credit default swaps have hit an all-time high. What does that tell us about Oracle's situation? What does that say about investors' concerns about Oracle right now?
That even if they can access the debt markets, the cost of that debt has gone up a lot since last time they raised. Plus, we've now found out, because they slipped it into the 10Q on a Friday morning, that they have committed to $246 billion of operating leases. Above and beyond the $108 billion of debt, they now have added that's over 15 years, but that's still a very big commitment. The activity in the CDS market, which tells us that their debt is now worth less than they issued it. That means that next time they have to raise debt, it's going to be harder and more expensive, which again makes it harder to believe that they build out the data centers at the rate that they need to live up to the obligations that they have made.
It really seems as though Oracle has become kind of the proxy for the whole AI bubble, or maybe the tracking stock for all of everything you're describing, where you have this massive surge right after OpenAI announcement. Everyone gets very excited. Went from 220 to 330 after that deal. We're back down to 185. We're down 40%.
Anyone seen the other member of the team?
Extraordinary.
It should be all in threes, right?
My question is, have we gone too far? I mean,
I didn't see where he went. He was last time I saw him, he was in this back corner, but I don't know where he went.
Then
okay, fair enough.
Rise, but now down to 185. I mean, people are less bullish and less excited about Oracle than they were even before the OpenAI announcement. What do you make of that? Is it possible, perhaps, that maybe they're overselling?
They still have to unwind the situation. Until they get out of this predicament, the stock is going to trade at a discount to their growth rate, which is now actually accelerated, and they were actually able to deliver a nice growth and growth expectations for next year. But until they get themselves out of this predicament, which will mean renegotiating with OpenAI to something more reasonable, investors are going to be very cautious about engaging with Oracle. Not to mention that, again, investors feel misled. Oracle was misled by OpenAI, and then Oracle...
Okay, watch it in here. Careful.
There's always a discount when you mislead investors, and that tends to linger for more than a couple of months. It can linger for a while investors regain their confidence in Oracle's leadership.
Just before we let you go, what does this say about OpenAI? I mean, OpenAI is a private company. We don't get to
What does it say? It says OpenAI is doing some dodgy things with their accounting. That's what it says. Was that us or someone else?
In OpenAI, which bled into Oracle
shooting a
because
fireball.
Of their relationship.
Ah, right, okay.
I mean, does this mean OpenAI, if it were trading, would be down like 50%?
Same here.
Most likely, yes. And really, we're at a very...
Ice cream scoop? Did I pick that up right?
The company has said, what OpenAI has said is, by the end of the year, we're going to give you this plan for how we intend to get capital to fund all these endeavors that we've been talking about. Well, we're in the middle of this.
I think once we loot this side, I think we should dip.
We're going to find
You want to head back?
Yeah, then we can come back in.
I see. You want to sort of lock in what you've got and move on, right?
Absolutely.
Everything they've signed up for. But if they show up in a couple of weeks or even as early as tomorrow and tell us we have $100 billion of capital lined up, equity, debt, government-backed, Saudi.
Here's a question for guys. When does this thing get wiped? Because I know that every so often it resets and people like lose their stuff. When does that actually happen?
We may have the first scenario, not the second scenario ahead of us over the
What do you mean?
Right, Gil Luria, head of technology research.
Well, the game resets, like it wipes, you know? The server?
It's by choice, so it starts
Oh.
today, later, or tomorrow, but you still have a whole week till it actually wipes everyone.
Support for the show comes from LinkedIn. If you've ever hired for your small business, you know how important it is to find the right person. That's
Okay, so basically at some point I'll lose all my stuff, but I'll keep all my blueprints. Is that right?
That's only no. So if you decide to actually do the expedition, you'll lose everything.
Okay, well that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm trying to build up to that right now. So.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna lose your blueprints too. But if they keep, I already got like, I think I played like 8 matches today, and got about 8 blueprints. Some gave me multiple.
Yeah, the promise is that like you lose your stuff, but you gain a hell of a lot more in terms of like what you get per go, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean I think it'll be worth it.
The first time, post your job for free on LinkedIn.com/markets, then promote it to use LinkedIn jobs and the AI assistant.
Okay, another team's in here.
That's LinkedIn.com/markets to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Over there?
Every state
Yo.
introduced AI laws, and 38 states have already passed 100 laws. Now the idea is to replace this patchwork of state laws with one national framework. So, what does it actually do to accomplish?
Hey, chill guy, try to get back to us.
Okay, here to discuss this. Georgetown Center for Security and Emerging Technology. Thank you for joining us on Prof G Markets. Trump signed this executive.
I was so close to throwing a grenade at you, by the way.
Basically, the idea is
Hey, does your mom still do blowjobs?
regulate AI not at the state level, but from Washington. Let's just start with your initial reactions to this.
It's been really interesting to watch.
I was killed by a kettle.
Move. The Trump administration did not do this out of the blue. Earlier this year, there was an
Ah, well, that's the game, I guess.
preemption as part of the One Big Beautiful Bill. So preemption being, the federal government stepping in, saying we have rules. The rules we have are going to preempt anything that the states do. So you have to follow the federal law and not state law. They attempted to do that with One Big Beautiful Bill. The trick being that they didn't actually have anything. There were no federal rules, right? It wasn't.
Get into cover, bro. Get into cover. Hide. Yeah, get under there. Get under there. Go, 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 go.
They then took another stab with the
No, get right in as far as you can.
the must-pass defense funding bill.
Run, run. Crawl, crawl, crawl.
In both of those attempts, they were trying to say, let's do this the way that you're supposed to do it. The federal Congress passes a law that overrides the state laws. What the executive order from last week did was really trying to do an end run around Congress instead.
Just pray those guys don't find you.
Each of which is sort of on its face something that the executive branch can do, that the president can require of government agencies. But that altogether, when you put them together, are trying to do something which the executive branch really can't do, which is pass law,
good. Well,
state laws on AI. So it's really trying to intimidate states. It's trying to threaten legal action against them. But it's all going to come down to messy court fights and do they get access to federal funding and things like that.
Oh, nice.
I look at what he's done here. It's hard for me to think that this wasn't a result of the hundreds of millions of dollars of lobbying spend that was coming from these AI companies, and the fact that David Sachs is in there, who obviously has been is an investor in many of these AI companies. But I just want to push all of that aside.
Okay.
Because the question of should we regulate AI at the state level or at the federal level, I think is actually a fair question.
More explosions.
What do you think? How should we be regulating AI?
I think there's no one approach that's going to be enough to regulate AI as a whole, because AI is so many different things. So I think we need to be thinking differently about how are we regulating AI in education? How are we regulating AI in the military? How are we regulating AI in all kinds of other places? So if you look at bills that states have passed, many states have passed bills about how the state government uses AI. That seems like something that you really want to regulate at the state level, right? Alabama decides how the Alabama government should use AI, and so on. Other things, like some of the more sort of national security focused issues, maybe there is actually a strong case for that being something the federal government should regulate. But then you see states in this position of, okay, these issues are moving fast. Companies are warning us that these threats might materialize in the next year or in the next 2 to 3 years. If you're looking at
U.S. Congress in Washington, D.C., it's pretty clear that they're very unlikely to regulate on those issues anytime soon. So what do you do with those issues where it's not actually obvious that the states are the right place to regulate it, but it is obvious that federally we're not going to regulate? You know, do you then say we should tie the states' hands and they shouldn't be allowed to do anything while D.C. goes ahead and does nothing? And that's, I think, where you have some legitimate disagreement. Personally, I tend to think that, you know, the laboratory of democracy idea is valuable and is a sort of foundational principle of how the United States works. And so even in those cases, you would want to have the states able to you know, take a stab at it.
It's the weirdest goddamn noise. It really does. Okay.
Following this executive order, he said we have to be unified. He said, quote, China has one vote because they have one vote, and that's President Xi. He says, do it, and that's the end of that. Basically saying that's a good system.
Yeah.
I just want to get your reactions to that quote because, you know...
That's basically what he's arguing. He's saying...
He's right, and that is China has the ability to just make things happen. The executive order comes in. He has basically total 100% executive authority, which allows them to get stuff done quickly and pretty aggressively. We have a system of democracy which slows things down. He's basically saying he doesn't like that system. What are your reactions to that quote?
I mean, I have to prevent myself from getting sidetracked. I'm somewhat of a scholar of Chinese science and technology and their regulation, and you know, my mind immediately goes to, well, actually, you have the Cyberspace Administration of China, and there are kind of, you know, tensions with the Ministry of Science and Technology, and then the companies are kind of pushing back in the, you know, so in China, I think it's not quite that simple, but of course, it is an authoritarian system, and Xi Jinping does wield an enormous amount of power. So, point taken. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just fascinating to see this from the leader of the party that for so long has protected states' rights and has understood the importance of that and has fought for it in so many other settings. And I mean, you are seeing plenty of Republicans reacting to
So just a second. Did you say that even if you don't join the expedition, it'll still get wiped in a few days?
But of course, this EO has now gone through, and the federal government
Okay, maybe I just misheard then. No worries.
To execute on it.
Yeah, so only if you do the expedition,
it's not clear
which seems like a lot of people are doing.
Can do about that at this point.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to do that as well because I want the extra cred. And I've got the whole of now until January off work between contracts, and so this is now my job, grinding this bad boy full time.
Fair, yeah, I don't fit, so.
Increasingly so. And so it does seem striking that Trump, who does present himself as something of a...
Hello, Mr. Leon Blanco 68.
Is seemingly taking the other side of this. He seems to be siding with Silicon Valley and he wants to let AI run kind of unregulated. I'm just interested to get...
It's weird. Why can't I open that door? It's green.
Over the next year or so, and does this executive order basically just mean...
Hey, Mr. Blue, you're supposed to be playing, right?
And how will the nation react to that?
I think it's the right question. I think it's really striking at whatever polling you look at how negative public sentiment about AI is. It's negative. You know, people are very negative on self-driving cars, for example, which I think are an incredible technology when you look at the safety data and how many lives and
actually
traffic
explosives,
deaths
yes.
But I think the tech companies really need to get realistic with themselves about where the public is at on this technology and how do you know, I see tremendous potential in AI. The tech companies see it too. How do you start to deliver on that and show people a positive vision? I think banning state legislatures from creating any rules or, you know, putting any safety guardrails on is not how you create that confidence. So I definitely think there's the chance that we'll see significant backlash to AI over the next few years, and this certainly isn't going to help prevent that.
Helen Toner, Executive Director at Georgetown Center for Security and Emerging Technology. Helen, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Ed.
We'll be right back. And if you're enjoying the show so far, be sure to like and subscribe to the Prof G Pod YouTube channel at the link below.
Support for the show comes from Grunz. The holidays are a time to indulge, but even if you're eating more than you typically do, you might not be getting the nutrients you actually need to end the year on a high note. Grunz may be able to help you fill the nutritional gaps so you can enjoy it all guilt-free. Grunz is a convenient, comprehensive formula packed into a tasty little pack of gummies. It's not a multivitamin or green scummy or a prebiotic. It's all of those things and then some at a fraction of the price. And bonus, it tastes great. Every snack pack is filled with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, which is more than what you get in 2 cups of broccoli. Plus, Grüns are nut, gluten, and dairy-free vegan, include no artificial flavors or colors.
Oh, looks like a drone landed.
5,000 research publications. Don't let the holiday travel, hosting parties, and late nights set you back.
This guy just passes out and gets exhausted so goddamn quickly. Come on, recharge your health, bro. Recharge.
Get up to 52% off with code MARKETS at gruns.co. That's code MARKETS at gruns.co.
We're back. Before we end, I wanted to give you a quick update on a stock that we highlighted a couple of months ago. You might remember the company Fermi, which is an AI data center company that IPO'd in October at $19 billion.
Right.
You also might remember what we said about Fermi. We said that it was a, quote, shit show of a company.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Quote, worst IPO of the year. And we said that ultimately the stock would come crashing down. But I just want to be very clear here. This is not going to end well, and I will lock that prediction in right now. Ultimately, as we have seen time after time, gravity will hit. Gravity must hit. And this thing will have to come down.
Yep.
So here is our update. The crash came sooner than we thought. As of today, Fermi stock is down almost 75% in just a couple of months.
Yep. A story alone won't make you rich, guys. You have to have something actually behind it, backing it up, you know?
Is really because of what we said, and that is the revenue that it had promised is not really showing up. More specifically, last week, one of their first customers, a company that had planned to rent compute from Fermi for $150 million, that customer pulled out of their purchase agreement. Supposedly there was some disagreement or a fight over the terms.
Oh, there's a leaper, so we've got to be careful as F.
The entire relationship. Now, to be fair to Fermi, $150 million actually isn't all that much. I mean, they burned about $350 million last quarter alone. They would argue that they're...
Come on.
In these numbers. The problem isn't the number. The problem is what it says. It's the fact that one of the only contracts for a company that hasn't proven itself in any capacity, the fact that that has fallen through just a few months after they debuted, that is a sign. And it is a sign, as we proposed on the show, that perhaps these guys don't really know what they're doing. Perhaps they saw this AI and data centers and went out, they built some spreadsheets. Perry came along and they raised a bunch of money. But that tells you nothing about their ability.
Tells you nothing about it.
And generate business to actually turn these promises into reality. And what we know about this company is that they haven't executed anything. They haven't built anything. They haven't signed.
There's okay, chill guys over there.
No profits, and most importantly, as we highlighted, they still have.
Oh fuck.
It appears that Wall Street is beginning to come around on these issues. The stock's down nearly 75%. We predicted this would be something of a disaster. If you want our full analysis, I would encourage you to go check out our episode from October 1st, where we lay out all of the issues with the company. But it does appear that the disaster is now playing out. The only wrinkle...
Toaster! Oh, weird. Oh!
Than we thought. Thanks for listening to Prof G Markets from Prof
Duck.
G Media. If you liked what you heard, subscribe to our YouTube channel and tune in tomorrow for more.
When is the last time? Because we stopped doing it. Didn't we?
Usually I try not to cut a raid short, but I'll lose my shit like last time.
And his supporters.
Yep.
People who he understood so implicitly when he described them as people who would not abandon him even if he shot someone in broad daylight on Fifth Avenue. We used to...
Well, you want to bug out? I'm ready to go with.
You probably don't know. I mean, we still talk about it quite a lot because he is obviously the...
Americans are leading. They're doing it themselves. They're on their own. They're making the deal or not.
seem to care that they're not in the democracy club anymore.
They have left that club.
Does it matter that the Prime Minister of Canada and the Prime Minister of
Oh, you motherfuck.
Zone secure by the launch towers.
Well, we picked a great time to do this. Motherfucker. Open up, 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 up. You better run, guys. That fucking bastard thing. Yeah, that, fuck you. Fuck you.
Still reading my social media account, which is a good thing, at BobRay48, just in case anyone still looks. I still call it Twitter. I don't, for some reason,
I refuse to call it. Hey, watch.
But the big point is
40.
You can see it in the first, very clear when you get to the UN, where it's an intensely hierarchical place. You can see kind of where you fit and where you have to learn to move and maneuver.
Ideally, I want to find a more industrial area so I can grab some equipment for my little pod for the expedition.
Countries see themselves increasingly as having relationships between themselves, which are unique to them. Look at the way the Americans have dealt with Ukraine and with Europe and with us. I mean, anybody else who supports Ukraine, you know, we're not part of some group the Americans are leading. They're doing it themselves. They're on their own. They're making the deals. Or not.
They don't seem to care that they're not in the democracy club anymore.
They have left that club. The departure from that club was marked, for me personally, the moment that the United States voted against a resolution that they had always supported on Ukraine, naming Russia as the aggressor, citing the importance of territorial integrity, insisting on the principles of the Charter as being critically important in protecting Ukraine's interests, and they voted against that resolution in the General Assembly. They voted with North Korea, Belarus, Russia, you name it.
Did you know that vote was coming?
Iran? No, it came very quick. We knew it was coming in about 4 days, but it came very quickly.
No, but did you know that they were not going to vote the way they traditionally
It became very clear that that was probably what they were going to do.
Cooling fan, wires, durable
A
cloth.
few hours before, they said, by the way, we're voting against this resolution.
How'd you react to that?
Badly. I said, I can't believe that this is what's happening. But then you have to suspend your frustration with the vote, with the person who's giving you the news, because they had nothing to do with the decision. It's not being made by them. It's being made in Washington. But that was part of a pattern that you can see, and it's much bigger than that now. We look at the conversations that take place between Trump and President Xi. He had one a couple of weeks ago, where basically President Xi said, we want to reestablish our relationship with you as a war power, as a victor of 1945. And that means treating Japan as the country that we defeated. And so, this is after the Prime Minister of Japan had said publicly that she would consider an attack on Taiwan as affecting Japan's security interests very directly, not obliquely, but directly. And President Xi got on the phone with Trump and said, no, that's not going to happen. Trump said nothing. In the transcript of the conversation, he said nothing to discourage any attack on Taiwan, and he said nothing that would indicate that he understood.
Okay, good to go.
The relationship that she was trying to reach.
But yeah, I need cooling fans, and I need a couple of other little things as well.
Ukraine, how others have been left aside. So we have to see these three, and it just as Oceania, East Asia, Eurasia.
This is 1984.
This is 1984. You see it coming. You see it expressing itself, and which proves that Orwell was incredibly prescient about the risks of the world that we were moving into. But I think and then we see how our relationship with the Americans on a bilateral basis, how difficult that has become. And then you see some of the statements that the leaders of each of the countries makes about their territorial interests or about their concern about international law, its bill, or their concern about any standards apply to them, where they don't.
So it's pointless to yearn for a day when democracies acted together as a club, and like the U.S. is not part of that group anymore.
No, it's not. It's not part of that group, and even in the wording of the agreement on the proposed Ukraine solution, which is not a solution, the Americans talked about how they
Kirkland gang, huh?
between NATO and
Okay, there's a bastion in here somewhere.
I'd start checking the water distillation system in the underground tunnels. Should be a lot to learn there for my own design.
would not have happened without the leadership of the United States in 1948-49.
Janice Stein's been on. She's on this podcast every other week, and she says that right now we are living in times.
Bleeper, careful.
Than even the height of the Cold War, when there were tens of thousands of nuclear weapons pointed at each other. Do you agree with that?
I do. I think that, there's a number of reasons why that's the case. First of all, there's a lot of countries that are outside any sense of nuclear agreement, like North Korea being the most notorious, but India and Pakistan never for sure, except they seem to be confining themselves to worrying about their bilateral relationship in terms of how they see this, see the balance of
Beautiful. Check out that view.
Israel has a bomb which has never been publicly acknowledged. I don't think I'm revealing it. I don't know the secrets, but all I know is Israel has
Right, there's a few of those things in here from memory.
nuclear weaponry. And in the absence of any effective agreements on nuclear proliferation, you're going to have a continuing temptation on the part of a number of countries to say, in the Middle East, for example, it won't take a lot for a country to say, well, if Iran is developing, so say, well, we
Chips, batteries, that, wires.
So instead of moving towards greater disarmament, we're moving towards greater rearmament. And the other reason that things are so dangerous is a lot of people get killed today.
Wires, batteries, processors.
Just plain old-fashioned brutal.
Processors, batteries. What's in this?
Russia and Ukraine.
Ammo.
Killed in Ukraine and Russia. Russia's lost as many as a million casualties. Ukraine slightly less, but
wires.
They've lost a lot of population. They've lost a lot of people who've left the country, and unless things change very dramatically,
True.
They won't be going back. And that's a huge loss, a huge cost. So the risks and dangers, I mean, the possibility of an Arctic confrontation are greater than they've been. The continuing threats of climate change, which pose levels of risk for all countries in terms of people moving around, the level of conflict that's being created.
I've already got tons of those.
It's a more dangerous world, absolutely.
I want to take a step back now, and I want to ask you about the job you just left after 5 years, which I know you loved immensely, but was not a delight 24/7. So let's start with this. What's the best part about being the Canadian ambassador to the United Nations?
Well, I mean, I can only say for me, the best part for me was that...
Is he going down here? He did go down here.
Are doing a whole lot less. I was able to kind of stretch the envelope.
Heading down.
Can I tell Pete you're 77?
77. You can tell people. I'll tell people. Born in 1948.
That's why it's in your
That's
Twitter.
why it's in my Twitter. Not very original. Try to take it out of my various passwords. Anyway, we won't go there. I was stretched in a way that was really important. You never knew quite what you were going to be facing every day.
Magnets.
And it was a job that didn't take me very
Okay, sounds a bit heavy outside.
I could do it and would enjoy it at many different levels. At a very human level, I worked with wonderful people in the mission. We have a great team. Canadians of all backgrounds who are working together in a common cause in New York. And they're just a pleasure to lead, great group of people to work with. And I think that as a person leading something or helping to manage something, I think having had a lot of experience, sometimes doing it well, sometimes doing it badly, learning on the job, and every job that I've had when you've had a bunch of people working for you, I think I've gotten better at it. Easier, more encouraging, recognizes that a lot of what I do is coaching. A lot of what you do is try to provide people with a sense of empowerment that they can do the job. They can
Oh no, the Raiders.
And that was very rewarding, and I miss it. I make no apologies for saying that part of the job I miss.
Okay, we gotta look at the flip side now. What's the worst part of the job?
Okay, fun times. Well, we can either retreat or take them on.
You're not just dealing with one bureaucracy, the UN, which is complicated enough, and 193 countries, some of whom are, going to be dead against anything you want to do.
Careful. Gonna be sneaky. If there's one, there's gonna be two more.
But I'm also dealing with the bureaucracy at home, with the complicated sort of political and bureaucratic structure that if you want to be an effective ambassador, you have to work
Got it.
all sides of the street. You have to work respectfully with the people that you're reporting to, the UN division, the people who are working in that part of Global Affairs Canada.
So just be clear, you report to the foreign minister as opposed to the prime minister?
He didn't shoot, so. But we definitely looked right at each other. He walked around me and went right up the thing, so.
He was thinking about it. I mind you, so were you. So, I say we take that as a sign and we move on.
Yep.
I did things that I knew.
Let's not have a repeat of last time.
But the fact is that you don't want to make enemies with anybody in that frame. You just can't afford to, in my opinion. You don't pick fights with people who you're going to be working with for a long period of time. That's never a good idea. Just not the way you function effectively. But at the same time, I dealt with the Prime Minister's office, the Minister's office, and with the ministers and prime ministers themselves. And so that's not like I'd say it's the worst part of the job. I'd say it's the most complicated part of the job, because you have to think about if I'm perceived to be going over the head of the minister, she or he won't be happy. And at the same time, if time is of the essence and we have to get an answer, have to convince the minister that neither she nor I are going to make the final decision. It's going to be made by the Prime Minister.
So let's just go there.
So let's just go there. And that's kind of how you got to roll. And it's complicated. I wouldn't say it's the worst part of the job. I mean, I don't think there are really terrible parts of the job.
Oh shit!
When you have to say to somebody that they're not doing a very good job, that's always difficult as a manager of people. Luckily, I didn't have to do that very often. And the second part is when you have to have
That's funny. I completely didn't. I totally mistimed that. That's funny.
the agencies that you're dealing with, because you're going to be giving them less money.
It'll stop being funny if I'm killed.
Fair.
Have liked to been able to give, and that's the decision that governments make, and they've just made.
Come on.
Taking over $500 million out this year, and subsequently over $2 billion in the next 3 years. So those are going to be a bunch of very difficult conversations that are going to need to be had.
Knowing you were going to that you this job because you thought you could go to New York and make a difference and look at the world in 2020 when you got the job and look at the world.
And we're out.
And you could point to something somewhere on the globe.
Badoo!
Colleagues, this is better. And my hunch is I'm not sure you can do that. And I bet that pisses you off.
I wouldn't put it exactly that way. I think, first of all, you can make a difference in a variety of ways. Can you actually change the way you know, Canada's aid program operates. It's a slow process, and I don't mind saying, I was very disappointed that
one more wire.
Budget, it confirmed what I knew was going to happen, or pretty certain was going to happen, a significant reduction in foreign assistance, which I thought, and I still think, is a bad idea.
Oh, he's gone.
And not
Oh, well.
a great approach to public policy.
Did you tell them that?
Yes, and I don't think it was, you know, it wasn't embraced, but it's fine. We hear you. Many would say they'd rather not have had to do it either, but the fact is that was the conclusion they reached. I think there's a number of other areas where, for example, in the Middle East, the way in which Canada was able to show an understanding of really the basic needs of both sides. That terrible conflict which has been going on for a long time. I think I helped to do that.
Matriarch reactor, $13,000.
Me, but I think that I was able to kind of articulate
I don't know what the
with our government why a move was essential and the kind of things that.
Which move? What are you talking about?
The shift to a recognition of Palestine. I thought that was
had
important.
an influence on that?
I do. I think I did.
I just got back from a week in Israel, having met with a lot of officials, and you know they can't stand Canada now because of that.
I know it's been difficult. It's not easy, but I would defend completely the direction of that decision, and I think that to have failed to do that would have been a terrible mistake.
Does it matter that the Prime Minister of Canada and the Prime Minister of Israel have not spoken once since Mark Carney became PM?
That's interesting.
They won't take our call.
Right. Well, whose fault is that?
Well,
if you want to get into this,
sure,
I mean,
sure.
Who do you think is responsible for that?
They're putting us on notice.
It's not Mr. Carney. Well, then, and in a sense, we've also indicated what our position is, and at some point they will talk. At some point, that will break through. We've seen it before. Every dispute that happens between countries, but
medium ammo. Let's go for that one.
And its rejection of our position is, frankly, not Canada's fault. It's not something that Canada needs to be embarrassed about. It's something that I think Canada needed to do because we need to clearly express the need for a political shift that will deal with the national aspirations of the Palestinian people.
And you think the current Likud government was capable of hearing that message from us?
No, well, it doesn't matter whether they were capable of hearing it. It was important that the Palestinians were capable of hearing it and that others would hear it as well. And we're not going to let Likud dictate what our policies are going to be. I mean, that's quite simple.
You know, I may be overstating this, but I think Canada's always seen itself as being an ally of Israel's. And I think they have also wanted to play a kind of a moderating / mediating role in the Middle East, having good relations with the other side as well. What my takeaway from the trip to Israel was, we don't have that kind of position of purpose in Israel anymore. They are not interested in anything we have to say anymore, and they are mad at us.
Funding for overheard events.
Hey there, guys. How are you?
Partners, the Texas Government Affairs
Pretty good.
Claire and Carl Stewart.
Okay.
I am fantastic.
Excellent. My pleasure, guy. Right. Ideally, I'm looking for stuff for the exhibition, but I'm also happy to help in killing raiders if you find them. So, there we go.
Yeah, I'm looking for androids, and I'm also looking for just weird shit like industrial batteries.
Yeah, I'm looking specifically for cooling fans.
Cooling fans?
Yeah, I need cooling fans as part of the expedition.
Are we blowing this? Are we doing the thing we shouldn't be doing by giving in to the attention junkie? As an industry, we have an obligation to hold ourselves.
Alright, let's see if we can find a cooling fan.
Ambassador Bolton, thank you very much for being here. Glad to be with you. Good to see you, sir. Federal indictment on charges.
What the hell happened to you?
You got lit up on fire. I'm also trying to find blueprints.
They just spawn randomly.
see, because I got this game like 2 days ago, and quite frankly, I'm
lost.
Kind of not enjoying it because there's a lot to do.
Yeah, it's not like a straightforward A to B. It's very kind of open, and it takes a bit of time to get used to it. But after a while, you just kind of get into it. It's just my best advice is get comfortable with having people kill you when you found the thing you need, because it's gonna happen and it's gonna be annoying. But you just have to accept it, because you're gonna kill someone else and you're gonna get their stuff. So just be free with it.
I've gotten very comfortable, but I gotta fucking do something real quick. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Bro's leaving, huh?
Using the lens of your expertise in foreign affairs, international relations, national security, safety of the homeland, all that, tell us how he's doing, how we're doing over the last 10 months.
Well, I don't think
Let's head home at the Lobby Metro.
Okay.
Head home at the Lodi Bay Metro.
Why?
his behavior in the first term and the first 10 months of the second term demonstrate that in many ways. This is hard for people to get. It was hard for me to get. But Donald Trump does not have a philosophy. He doesn't do grand strategy when it comes to national security.
Okay, well, screw it, I guess.
Exactly.
Or just that direction. I'm not saying we necessarily have to.
Oh, I was a bit like, if you found what you want and you're getting out, I was like, is something happened?
No, I just marked it so I knew what direction to kind of head towards.
No worries, no worries. I get you now. No worries.
And he can change during the course of the day where he is at any given point. It's all driven by the question, what benefits Donald Trump?
Don't need that.
This is something that Charles Krauthammer, now deceased, but a very astute commentator, to me, and I think others, he said, you know, I really misjudged Trump. I once thought he was an 11-year-old. But I realized I was 10 years off. He's a 1-year-old. And he sees everything through the prism of what benefits me.
You have an opinion piece in the Washington Post.
Sorry, boys, I'm back.
No worries, we're a bit away from you, so you have to catch up.
He doesn't
Oh,
have
that's
a
fine.
coherent strategy. Again, paraphrasing.
Gotta see what you guys want.
About the way he approaches this is personal.
Oh, I hate this part of the map. I've never, ever, ever once been able to cross this without getting hurt.
What a president should think of is, what are the interests of the United States?
I've always found the key to it, you look at the wall and jump up onto the wall or jump up onto the railing as you're falling beside it.
What Trump thinks about is, how am I going to get to know
Yeah. I always end up splattered at the bottom, getting shot by a bastion.
This is what he contemplates on a daily basis.
So I'm not a huge fan of this part.
Communicating foreign policy goals or strategies out in the open, often on Truth Social, on social media, he's giving away the game, right, to the people who we work with and who we work against.
Yeah, I don't think he appreciates the next move. I mean, his supporters often say this is a game of complicated three-dimensional chess. No, it's not. It's one move at a time, right in front of his face. That's what he sees. That's what he acts on. And he doesn't think about the implications. Doesn't
You
care
boys
about
are right
it,
here.
Doesn't see
Yeah, we are.
Oh, there.
have negative impacts that he's not even thinking.
I want to do a world tour in a second. I want to go place by place where we have strategic interests and where we have been involved in matters that affect us.
Oh.
But I want to ask you
It's alright. Right, what's the plan, bro, in front? I'm assuming you have one. Was it staring right at us?
Or maybe it's just
Making noises?
something else. Maybe it's just very happy to see us. We don't know. Boost me up. Uh-oh. Oh shit. It just had to fucking electrocute me before it fucking died, didn't it?
Yep, happens all the time.
The president makes the final decisions. That's what he got elected for. The question is he making most well-intentioned
Where did XP go? Why is he down there?
I don't know. I guess it fell.
really what drive his decision.
Didn't take any damage?
Either that or he ran. I mean, we could go down here and through that door there, but you gotta be quick. Actually, wait, no. There's a walkway here.
I have an idea.
You see the walkway below me?
Yeah, but wait, hold on. I'm gonna jump right here first. Hey, look, we could have jumped right here.
Tulsi Gabbard.
True. You know what? Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Alright, let's find a cooling fan.
There I am thinking I'm all smart and shit, and it's like, yeah, there's like a ladder right here, man. It's like, oh, yeah, okay.
I thought he was largely correct on national security issues. He obviously ran afoul of Trump. He's been moved over to the UN. I had that job. I went the other direction.
What the hell is this? Portable TV.
It's usually worth money.
I don't know how much he's part of the action now that he's up in New York, but again, when he was in the House of Representatives...
Oh, I got a surge shield recharge. Hell yeah.
But again, to your earlier point, anybody with an independent thought about this, that's not prioritized or welcomed necessarily within the conversation with you.
No, and what this does is it leaves the president not as well informed.
Oh,
Dude,
as far as your shield's concerned, if you find any, what they're called now, arc power cells, you can use those to charge your shield too. If you're low on energy, just kill an arc, and they usually drop them.
Oh, I didn't know you can use that too.
Yeah, you can use those too. If you put them in your quick use, you can use those to charge your shield.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always use them to make the shield.
Well, if you use them to make them, it's a lot faster to charge. Don't get me wrong. But you need plastic too. But if you're just in the game and you're like desperate, you can use that.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Okay, I'm full of stuff, so I'm thinking heading out soon.
I don't know what I have. I don't know what I need, but it's all right. I have 2 purple things, a light bulb, which I do need for my bench.
Has Blue Guy died? Or is he out?
I think he extracted.
He's left. Okay, right. Okay, we're gonna have to get out of here. So right. Let me think. We're not gonna go that way because it's a fucking nightmare.
Oh, advanced electrical components. I need this. Fuck, but I need everything else in here too.
There's been a lot of speculation about what's going on.
Alright, cool.
And that relationship has in turn caused people to...
Right, when you come through that door, the main one, keep low and stay quiet.
Do you have any insight?
Gotta stay sneaky.
Yeah, I think Trump thinks Putin is his friend. And because
Shit. Stay quiet, stay quiet. So get away from the edge. Move in so it can't see you. We've got plenty of time to get out, so I'm not worried, but we just need to get around it in order to get out.
Give me a second.
The conflict over there. Have we approached this the right way?
Okay, it's got bored, it's moving on.
Hold on, I'm gonna be right back.
What's this guy doing? Like jerking off in the background or something?
Israel and many of his policy decisions, with which I agree, are favorable to Israel. But that's not what
This guy just sits in the corner anytime anything weird happens, huh?
Political benefit to Donald Trump of doing that. And when he thinks that there's some chance for him to enhance his political standing, he takes it. But in terms of how he approaches the issue, he has never understood the Iranian threat. He's never understood the strategic implications of Iran's pursuit of nuclear weapons or its support of multiple terrorist groups across the region, which are directed not just against Israel, but against potentially friendly Arab states in the region and even more potentially against the United States.
The president has, as you know, taken credit for what was for about a minute a ceasefire over there. Seems like that ceasefire is not holding or has not held. Does he deserve credit for bringing the parties together?
Well, I think he took advantage of circumstances. This is much like at the beginning of his term when he also got a hostage exchange, forcing the Israelis to accept a plan Biden had been trying to convince them to accept for about a year and a half. Right. So the hostage exchange.
We're just waiting, I guess, for this guy to boot back up again.
And I think we're seeing the same thing here. It's a fact that the living hostages.
Bro, you ready? Or you?
But the idea that we're now going to go on to actual resolution.
Oh, screw it. I'm getting out.
Is a distant possibility, not for the least of which reasons, because Hamas in the Gaza Strip has shown absolutely no indication it's prepared to disarm and demilitarize.
Do you trust Netanyahu? I mean, I sort of want to ask you the same question that I asked you about Putin. Trump believes his relationship with Netanyahu is going to achieve the goal that he has, or achieve the end that we will want. Do you believe Netanyahu can be our ally in making that problem less than possible?
Well, I think Netanyahu, uniquely among Israeli and American politicians, for decades has seen the principal threat to peace and security in the Middle East as being Iran. And not just Iran's nuclear program, although that's there will never be comprehensive peace and security in the Middle East until the regime in Tehran is overthrown and the people of Iran govern their own country. That doesn't mean peace will break out everywhere, but it's a necessary but not a sufficient condition that the Islamic Revolution.
Fuck. Well, that's me down. God damn it. And of course, my teammate, he's still faffing around. He'll give me a minute, bro, he says, and then goes and fucks off for 2 hours. Leaving me to die. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, bro, are you actually good to go yet? Because... Right, there it is. Come on, Chris, come on. Oh, fuck, it was open.
Is China a threat?
China's manifestly a threat.
Fuck's sake.
I think Trump's ultimate objective, because he thinks that he and Xi Jinping have a good relationship personally.
We're staying on the same theme here.
Back to this point, is what he really wants.
I'm about to die. There's no way it gets to me in time. No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Various agreements with China that they did not comply with, and we're right back at it again. In some sense, he understands.
And we are dead. There we go.
Everything is based on personal relations. He thinks if he and Xi can sit down,
Taken out by a goddamn...
they can resolve everything, which is simply not true. That's just not the way the Chinese...
Okay, well, I'm not playing with that guy again.
You said that there was the same goal in the first term. I really ought to just pause.
Let's just save this.
Is there a material difference between 1.0?
Although I have learned those sticky grenades are really goddamn good against those exploding things.
Because there's no Trump philosophy, it all depends on circumstances, so the particular issues are different. But I do think he has succeeded in the second term, as I said before, in surrounding himself with yes men.
That's the difference.
So that the
Idle, solo.
position is now much more apparent. A lot of behavior you see in public in the second term, we saw in private.
Spacebar. Oh, nice.
So if you have Mattis or Pompeo in those jobs versus Hegseth and Rubio, one material difference is you had people who maybe approached their jobs differently, guided him and advised him differently than the people who...
Simple mechanical... damn it, right.
In Congress as well.
Congress has not done what it needs to do to be the check on the executive that the framers imagined.
I think that's right. I think it's a problem for both parties. The Republicans have not stood up to them the way that there are signs that it's beginning to change. The Democrats, I must say, since the 2024 election in Washington, they might as well not come to work in the morning for all the effectiveness that they've had. So I don't know that situation.
You may think you're offending.
Oh, gun parts.
Most Democrats would go, "You're right."
I think they would, and I think a lot of Republicans. This is a misapprehension people have. I don't think Trump has remade the Republican Party.
No.
I think he's intimidated a lot of people in Congress.
Yep.
So I would say the good news is they don't agree with Trump. The bad news is they're afraid to say so.
But of course, the existential question that people now looking ahead wonder is, would Trumpism survive Trump? If Trump is not, in fact, on the ballot in 28, does the set of circumstances we're seeing now that are driving outcomes and creating some level of anxiety, does that persist if somebody who is not named Trump is president?
Well, I think it's very hard because Trump doesn't have a philosophy. He has no real legacy to pass on. And the inconsistencies in what he does drive fractures in his own base, some of which you can see beginning to emerge. I think the greater danger is his behavior, which is unacceptable in so many respects. The corruption, the personal enrichment, the disregard of norms, even though they may not amount to laws or constitutional prohibitions, the absolute personalization of every disagreement is corrosive to an effective civil society. This is not the kind of character that the founding fathers thought their politicians and leaders should have. And the question is, can we get back to something more like just ordinary back and forth of politics? I believe we can, but it's going to take
That's
people
2x.
prepared to rise above the level we're at now.
The children are hell-bent on keeping... I don't know which one's which. Which one do I do?
Well, I think some have not held, but others remain untested. I think largely the judiciary is going to be where it's decided.
Let's try that one.
We'll see
Screw
what
it.
happens in the midterm elections. A lot of this, what the framers contemplated was political disagreements would keep things in check. And with Trump, that hasn't worked. I think that's why he's such an aberration in American politics.
Let's go back on our world tour. I mentioned earlier the Washington Post piece that you wrote today about Venezuela and the bombing of these drug boats. You have no doubt that that activity orchestrated...
How the hell am I supposed to get alloy from? Can I buy it?
Well, I think you could make an argument about how to deal with the drug boats that he
Together,
has made. One
we'll
of his
get through this
problems,
cold
and it's
snap,
true
too.
domestically
I
as
know
well
it.
as
I
internationally.
can't buy it. Okay, can I refine it from something?
Enforcement and military action. We, throughout our
Recycle.
history, have tried to make
Cancel.
that distinction. Before the revolution, we
Recycle.
objected to the use
Cancel.
of British troops to police Boston and other areas. If Trump were a real conservative and believed in federalism, he wouldn't be sending the National Guard into Portland, Oregon,
Recycle.
because
Okay, it's broken anyway. Coolant. Recycle. Okay. Recycle. Okay. Sell. Okay. Sell. Okay.
Chicago and Portland. That's just
Recycle.
fundamentally contrary
Cancel.
to the separation of military from civilian affairs.
Recycle. Is that going to? Nice.
Conservative view of federalism.
Right now, of course, the big objection to Portland and Chicago is that he's manufacturing a crisis where the crime rates in those cities are nothing like what he's claiming, and so the pretext is the wrong pretext. Your concern is, at least in part, really process, not substance.
Well, it's
a bit of both, I imagine.
What the right level of government is. The pretext point is a serious one because Trump doesn't know the difference.
Right, be right back. Gotta use the restroom.
Some people say he lies all the time. To lie, you have to know what the truth is and consciously say the opposite. And he can't tell. He just says whatever he wants to have happen and hope if he says it enough that people will come to believe it. So he says, I've solved 8 wars in 8 months. And you can hear his supporters say, he solved 8 wars in 8 months. In some of those cases, the countries involved didn't even know they were at war.
Yeah. So just to back to Venezuela for 1 second. We think that the world has a Maduro problem and that Venezuela has a Maduro problem. We're just not going about it the right way.
Look, I think it's in the interest of the United States and the Venezuelan people to overthrow the Maduro government. We tried to do that in the first term. We were justified in doing it. We failed. And one reason is we couldn't keep Trump's attention on what the necessary action was. So now he may or may not be trying to overthrow the Maduro regime again. I think there's good reason to do it, but I think you have to have a strategy. You can't just take unrelated actions on one day after another and expect that something's going to come of it. And the evidence so far is that Trump has no more strategic feel this time than he did last time.
Let me ask you about a couple of our allies. How is our relationship with the UK and France?
And we're back.
These are folks we have stood with, alongside.
Okay,
We have
go.
common interests. But those relationships have not been smooth, to say the least, in this term, And I'm wondering what you think about how we're approaching our allies, not just our enemies.
Well, to take the allies as a whole, I think what Trump has done with his tariff policy, which has been applied not against the central problem in international trade, which is China, but against everybody. Trump has declared a trade war on the whole world. And, you know, with our allies in particular, there are always trade disagreements among countries. The stakes are high. It's financial and business transactions that matter to the people of the countries involved. The way to solve this problem with friends and allies is through negotiation, which is tough. It's hard. But you don't launch a trade war against your best friends. And what Trump has done is, by these actions, is undercut the reliance, the good faith, the trust that our best friends
Hey
have
there.
had for decades. And they wonder, why are we going through this?
And can we count on the United States?
And the shredding of all of
Do
that
any raiders have eyes on the gate?
eating up
Some thugs have
what
triggered the
decades
emergency
of his
shutdown,
predecessors
which can
have
only be
tried
bad
to
news.
build up.
Find the key cards to override the protocol
bring
so we can uncover whatever it is that can't stand the light of day.
Okay, so we need to find key cards in order to get into the gate.
On Switzerland. What is Switzerland doing?
Sir.
That's caused this. They wonder if he understands the full consequences of his actions. And I don't think he does. I think the tariffs are generally a very bad policy. I think we've probably been lax over the years in worrying about national security implications of some trade decisions. But that doesn't mean you have massive tariffs across the board. This is going to hurt Americans. We know it already has hurt farmers. And what's Trump's answer? Well, let's subsidize the farmers to take more money away from Americans than the tariffs are already. His support for the tariffs is based on a fundamental misconception. He says to everybody, we're making the foreigners pay. The foreigners are not paying.
That's where the high value stuff is, so if we're going to find anything, it's going to be in there. Oh my god, there's an emperor.
Oppose tax increases normally. The tariffs have increased people's costs or have resulted in small businesses especially earning less money. This is contrary to the best economic interest of the American people.
Well, and as you go back to this question of is Trump a conservative, even if you assume he's not, by the traditional definition, at least people in Congress who are conservatives seem to be tacitly or enthusiastically going along with this.
Well, I think they're intimidated by him.
They should know better even if he doesn't.
And that's why they should stand up against him. I believe that's beginning to happen. I think Republicans, as they face the midterm elections, are saying, we know tariffs are wrong. Look at what happened when the province of Ontario, Canada, ran an ad with just showing Ronald Reagan.
Featuring that liberal Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, remember him?
Right.
Saying why tariffs are generally bad. Now, he had imposed some tariffs on Japan that he hoped would bring them to the bargaining table, but his approach was anti-tariff. Trump has said the tariff
Raiders Refuge?
Yeah, there's one there.
Reagan would have said, you're a
Pilgrim's Peak, ancient forts,
and of course,
and
what did
reinforced
Trump then
reception.
do? He went and increased
Alright, I'm heading that way.
tariffs on Canada in retaliation for that ad.
For an ad, it's just terrible to have to listen to Ronald Reagan, isn't it?
But of course, what happened after that? There was an apology.
That was a big mistake by the Canadians.
By the Canadians. I
Yeah,
mean, and in some ways, that's what we're seeing kind of across the board is the bending of the knee in the direction of this. And so it makes me wonder whether he's losing power.
Well, I think within the Republican people know what their principles are, and Trump is
Ha! Got you. Whoa!
Ambassador Bolton, we're out of time. I'm going to hold you to your word. When your case is resolved, come back.
I would look forward to it.
Okay, very good. Ambassador John Bolton, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Good. All right.
What I think is happening is that Trump is focusing more on doing deals and a lot less on American ideals, you know, for the world. We've left that Reagan-esque type of America as a shining city on the hill, a beacon for mankind, an ideal for global aspirations, the leader of the free world. all of that rhetoric, well, and it was a lot more than rhetoric, really, from Reagan's time until now. It's been followed up with
Oh shit, was that a mine I just run across?
you know, this is the world that Pax Americana has.
Okay, I think I just run into a mine. That's fun.
And that is a big
I don't know if that's like part of the event
it
or
really is a big change.
I have no idea. I was kind of waiting to see if I was going to get hit.
Welcome to China Decode. I'm Alice Hand.
And I'm James King.
In today's episode of China Decode, we are discussing Trump's new China playbook, why China's baby bust meets a condom tax. First, we'll chat with Chris Miller about Trump's big AI chip reversal.
A condom tax.
But first, let's do a quick check-in.
Ooh, Rocketeer.
Markets are starting the week. On Monday, the Shanghai A-share index fell 0.6%, and the Hang Seng H-share index fell.
How the hell did you get over there?
After key economic data were released, which revealed that China's slowdown lasted into November. Social media company Kuaishou Technology closed down 5%. Search giant Baidu.
That's how you get up there.
And Alibaba fell 4%.
Right, there's another team over there, obviously.
Increasingly anxious about the fragile Chinese economy.
But you're over in Australia, right, Alice?
Yeah, I just got here a couple of days ago in Sydney, and it's been pretty awful. As many
Sure.
listeners will know from following the news, we had one of the biggest shootings in Australian recent history, and it seems to have been a terrorist attack. So it's at a beach that many of us go to. It's been a bit of a shock to the nation, and it seems to the rest of the world as well. It's a very, very sad turn of events.
Okay, if it's going to be other raiders, they're definitely in here.
But the silver lining and a lot of media attention's being paid to this right now is one Australian hero, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, a Syrian migrant who became an Australian national, was the guy, I don't know if you saw the video, James, who tackled one of the shooters and took his gun away from him. He's in hospital, but certainly has garnered a lot of attention, including from Trump himself, who has called him a hero too. And so on that note, we'll talk a bit about the Trump administration's approach to national security. The Trump administration...
Okay, that's a way out if we need it.
...national security strategy. And the biggest headline isn't what's in it, but what's missing. The fire and brimstone language about China being America's top threat, gone. Instead, Trump is framing China mostly as an economic rival.
I think it's this team of people we're supposed to be taking out. They're the ones dropping the mines. Which makes me wonder that I think the access keys are around these areas.
So are we looking at a real reset in the relationship here?
Walk slow, guys.
Pause, a détente in a long and bumpy relationship. James, I'll start with my take because we've been following this very closely, and it's worth mentioning to listeners that the national security strategy is
it's part of the game part. You know, it's not like another team's dropped them here. It's scripted. That's the word. Scripted is the word I'm looking for.
And what was interesting to me is that the first Trump administration, its NSS, which was first released in 2017, had a way more hawkish tone vis-a-vis China. It identified China as a great power competitor and a primary challenge.
Okay, so we've got another team, so...
In many ways, I think that this new national security...
We could probably take them out from here. We've got a good height advantage.
I'd rather conflict within the Trump administration. You've got and clearly what I sense and what I've heard is that
we can avoid any
Secretary Bessent, Treasury Secretary Bessent, clearly want this document not to be incendiary so that they can continue to have relatively stable negotiations with the Chinese counterparts in advance of Trump's potential...
Who's firing at who?
And one thing I will add, when I looked at the document itself, and Chinese media finally reflected on this too, is the fact that the Taiwan issue, which is critical to this relationship, was only...
That's a basic loadout.
3 times in this document.
Oh, actually.
2 times in the 2017 document. The Chinese media picked up on that quite intently. Again, a sign that potentially on the Taiwan issue, the Trump administration has a more, I would say, protectionist bent towards retrenchment. And certainly the rhetoric in the document...
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you're right.
With the Koreans and the Japanese seem to indicate that they want the allies in the region to foot the bill more and to be more on the front line when it comes.
Okay, there's a team right there, right behind that car.
That is, an issue that obviously pertains to Taiwan. So what I said...
Have we found any keys yet?
Is that,
yeah, I got the
China
Pilgrim
really,
speak one.
Okay, cool.
Feels like it has a bit of a victory lap
Don't know
because
what
the Trump administration isn't firing full cylinder on China. But
I think that team we saw earlier on, I think that's them getting out.
There are clear, I think, hawkish voices in the administration that want to take a more
Are we
hawkish
supposed to
position
go
on
there?
China. It remains to be seen in 2026 if they are on the ascendant. But I still think that that is what
Okay, there are a lot of Rocketeers here.
of this document. But James, do you disagree or agree?
No, I very much agree with you. I mean, I also seized on the fact that missing is this phrase of great power competition that was very prominent in the national security strategy of the
Yeah, that Raider's way away from us. He's got other things to worry about.
Biden's NSS. I mean, it's a little bit like suddenly...
Why are there so many Rocketeers?
...to mention that they want to beat the Red Sox, or in soccer, Real Madrid going soft on Barcelona. I mean, China was the main competitor, the main...
Let me guess, you're reading a map? Or a walkthrough or something?
The first Trump and Biden administration and
control
this
inside
Trump
the warehouse
administration until now. So it is certainly a fundamental change.
Warehouse? Okay.
Whether it's a sustainable long-term pivot, as you've just been talking about, Alice, is much more difficult to say. My sense of this is that the reason that the White House's China policy has shifted to one of stability and emphasizing economics, as you've just said, is because America wants to bide its time. It wants to gain time to wean itself off its complete dependence on China for rare earth minerals and other types of critical minerals. Until it does that, it wants to go easy on China so that it doesn't provoke China into cutting off these rare earth mineral supplies. Because as we all know, the rare earth minerals are crucial to all types of American industry, and even more crucially, they're used in making weapons. So without these rare earths, it will be difficult for America to make the weapons it needs to defend itself. And so that's why I think we're going to see this calmer, more less adversarial U.S. Policy towards China. And unless something big happens, my hunch is that this may set the tone for the next few years.
I'm coming. Oh, fuck. There's a Rocketeer right in front of me.
Before the U.S. can wean itself off its dependence on China's rare earth minerals. Do you think that call is a bit left of field? Do you think it's a bit sort of out there? Maybe there's more going on. Maybe it's to do with Trump not wanting to
the only key we need now is the Raiders refugee.
Next April, Alice. What's your sense? I feel like I might not be on the strongest ground in saying.
Oh, we know. Never mind. We need help.
My own sense is that...
Right, I'm coming in. And they're all after me.
...the relationship to go well in advance of Trump's visit.
Element.
The document had been...
You can close the door, Doc. There.
The State Department Director of Policy Planning, Michael Anto, before he left his position in August. And then it went through many different
No
figures,
keys on the body.
through a chain of people.
Oh, you took them out?
Mark Rubio, Treasury Secretary
No,
Scott
no.
Bessent,
Oh, they're already dead.
Yeah.
and
Trying to
it's
see the
very
keys
clear,
on them.
you know, in this sort of team of rivals, so to speak, that these people have different positions on China and national security writ large. My own sense was that it was really the Doves who won the argument because they...
There's a few in here. They must have... Two teams must have completely took each other out. But you can see all the spare parts laying around, so people obviously dropped off the stuff they couldn't carry.
...about this rare earths argument, because as I was reading it, I think many people will have missed it, in the Africa section, there is some description about securitizing supply chains of rare earths in Africa. And I think that again, speaks to what you're saying, James, which is potentially the Trump administration is buying time. And I similarly heard that for weapons-grade rare earths, so military applications of rare earths, it'll take 3 years. But for the rest of the supply chain, at least 5, maybe even up to 10 years for the U.S. to have its own security.
Shits. Move.
I think that it is a bit of a change, certainly from the Biden Trump 1.0. I'm not entirely convinced, and here I'm probably sitting on the fence, that this document is going to be the letter of the law when it comes to the Trump administration's approach to China. I think a lot can happen in the next year or so.
Judge up.
This has been a big shift, and it's worth people reading. One last thing that I'll add is a section on Latin America.
Fuck her.
Amount of attention paid to Latin America, and the hemispheric defense approach to Trump's foreign policy.
Yeah, guys, if you want to come help, there's a guy in the building. You can probably get behind him. Yeah, they all think there are people in here.
I think a reference to China's trade and investment relationships.
Ah, shit. Okay, Blue, we're relying on you now, dog.
But certainly other countries like Brazil or
There's a code key
that China is involved in. So I think when you read between the lines, there are some references to China, but really from a PR standpoint, the Dubs and the administration have won the argument, and they wanted to make this document less incendiary than it had been.
Hey, bro, I have a question for you. No, seriously, super quick question. Fuck!
I think they're absolutely delighted. I have been talking to the think tank people last week in London, and I think they are really very pleased about this, because the previous two national security strategies mentioned that the US wanted to oppose China's desire to, quote, shape a world antithetical to US values and interests. This version dropped that completely, and as you mentioned earlier, it started to talk about economics a great deal.
You know what? You know what? I'm thinking I might go after the matriarch instead.
To, quote, rebalance America's economic relationship with China. Just look at how much more mild that sentence is compared to describing China as, you know, antithetical to US values and interests around the world. So what I think is happening is that Trump is focusing more on doing deals and a lot less on American ideals, you know, for the world. We've left that Reagan-esque type of America as a shining city on the hill, a beacon for mankind, an ideal for global aspirations, the leader of the free world. All of that rhetoric, and it was a lot more than rhetoric, really. From Reagan's time until now, it's been followed up with military might and economic muscle. This is the world that Pax Americana has created. So if this holds, and that is a big if, then it really is a big change. And I must just say, Alice, that I think your phrase of non-hemispheric influences is going to be a zeitgeist for 2026. I think that we are going to be talking about re-hemisphering the world a lot more over the coming months. It's a bit like the Monroe Doctrine of old is going to get reborn in some shape or form, or at least rhetorically reborn. I have a feeling I'm already seeing several think tank articles about re-hemisphering and non-hemispheric influences and all of this. So I think that's going to be more of the lens through which America looks at the world. And very clearly, China is not in America's hemisphere, at least not in their own reckoning. So I think there's going to be a lot to pick up on, a lot to focus on this topic.
Yeah, I love the way that you described, James, Trump's foreign policy of serving deals and not ideals. I think that's a great way to view it. The administration gives a good diagnosis to the Chinese economy, saying that they wanted to encourage other countries to adopt trade policies that, quote-unquote, rebalance China's economy towards household consumption. It's certainly something that we've been waiting for the Chinese economy to do. But I think, again, if we read between the lines, it's clear even in the economic section of the relationship, yes, it is milder than the previous documents, but it's clear that they reserve the right and give themselves the policy space to keep using tariffs or non-tariff barriers, or even pressure other trading partners, I'm thinking about Europe in particular, to put tariffs on China and enforce tougher rules of origin. I think this will be particularly germane to, say, a Mexico or a Vietnam, where China does a lot of rerouting of trade. Certainly, I could foresee in 2026 that Besson and Greer, if the relationship doesn't pan out well, decides to opt for, I think, a more protectionist strategy, enforcing rules of origin through these other third-party countries. It's not my base case, but definitely I think this document gives them the policy space to use that tool or lever to apply more pressure on China. So I don't think it's all rosy, but certainly it is, at a rhetorical level, quite a bit of an improvement to previous NSS documents. But James, are we missing anything? Is there a danger to the Trump administration's seemingly more dovish position on China? Certainly, when we speak to some of the national security experts, they're very worried about China's cybersecurity risk. James, what's your take on this?
Well, it's hard to know cause and effect, but perhaps it's too much of a coincidence that just the day before the new U.S. national security strategy was announced, the Financial Times had an article which says that the U.S. plans to halt its intention to impose sanctions on China's Ministry of State Security. That is, of course, China's spy ministry. And this is over a massive cyber espionage campaign that was being waged by a group called Salt Typhoon and other
Salt Typhoon?
persistent threat groups. These are called APT groups that the US believes has been responsible for targeting United States infrastructure and government agencies and really hacking the phones of many high-level individuals in the United States through US telecoms networks. And so this was a really big cause for concern in the US all the way from 2019 until now. And now the Trump administration is saying that it wants to halt the plan to impose sanctions on the Ministry of State Security. Of course, it could go back on that, it could change its mind, but at the moment, that seems to be potentially part of this softening towards China ahead of the meeting with Xi Jinping in April, and perhaps because, the US is now taking a softer tone on China altogether.
I'm guessing we're all going after the Matrix. Why is Predator dead? The orange guy. What happened to him?
Policy related to chips with Chris Miller after the break.
Oh, there he is.
Support for the show comes from Rippling. Finance teams can waste weeks chasing
There,
reconciling spreadsheets, and fixing errors across a slew of disconnected spend tools. And it's what Rippling is here to fix, helping you keep your spend under control without the busy work of clunky finance software. Rippling is the unified platform for global HR, payroll, IT, and finance. They've helped millions replace their mess of cobbled-together tools with one system designed to give leaders.
I was running too much.
By uniting employees, teams, and departments in one system, Rippling removes the bottlenecks, busy work, and silos your software can create. Automated perfectly in sync and seriously simple to use, with Rippling, you can run your entire HR, IT, and finance operations as one, or pick and choose the products that best fill in the gaps in your software stack. And right now, you can get 6 months free when you go to rippling.com/PropG. Learn more at rippling.com/PropG. That's rippling.com.
I think we're all heading towards where the matriarch is.
So we're being friendly with people, right?
Welcome back.
If you're going for the matriarch, you're gonna have to, unless you have a fuck ton of rockets to fire at it.
US chip makers from selling their powerful AI chips to China.
And then just play it by ear. If you get shot, fire back.
Yeah, I do it all the time, man. It's just
That's just your thing. Okay, fair enough.
On the server.
Right.
Depends on the lobby, to be honest. If everyone decides to just kill each other, then you're not killing it.
AI industry as the engine
But
driving
everyone
the
supports
global
together.
economy, as well as
But it's like 50-50 which type of lobby.
the US and China. Joining me,
Yeah, you can usually tell within the first minute or two if people start firing at you. Yeah.
at Tufts University, and is the author of the critically acclaimed 2022 book Chip War: The Fight for the World's Most Critical Technology.
There's even people
Chris,
like
there's nobody
that sit
better
in
for
these
this
buildings
topic,
over
so
here.
thank you
It's
so
like
much for joining me today on
stragglers,
China
and then
Deep
go
Dive.
loot their shit.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'll be honest. I have done that. I've done the rat thing before. With a team of people, you camp out on a good position near an extraction point and just take other people's shit.
Yeah, that building toward your left that we're passing right now is one of those good ones for that. So careful.
Okay, got ya.
Why this has been a big shift to say go from the H20s where you relaxed.
Because everyone wants to take her out. Everyone's bringing their best shit. So yeah.
Start by looking at the goal that the U.S. government has been trying to accomplish since it began imposing
We're already
controls on
fucking
AI chips in 2022. The
10
theory
minutes
was
into
that if you want to build a big AI system,
That's true. I just noticed that. It's already 18 minutes. There it is. Well, there's a bunch of people, so.
I came in with free loadout and I did not get lucky. I got Stitcher, so EVP, I got lucky. useless against dogs.
So you're basically coming in here with a pea shooter. That's good to know. Let someone else do the kill and you collect the stuff. It's not a bad plan. It works. Just watch out for the Rocketeer.
Only I try to get lucky with the free loadouts. Get like a barrel. Barrel you can actually do work with.
Right, it's right behind there.
That Rocketeer is right on this one, Joe.
Chips issues, and certainly people point to David Sachs being the crypto and AIs are as being one.
Watch out.
Run. Good side, good side, good side.
These export controls.
You know, I think you're right.
I'm gonna go down here and find a gun. I find there's normally a gun case down here too.
Yeah, careful though. Sometimes you get a bastion down here, just for the fuck of it, you know. Okay, we're right underneath her now. And I guarantee there's raiders down here. There they are. There's all the other people. Now, are they going to be friendly or not?
If you sell chips to China, China will build out its own AI chip ecosystem. And we've seen Chinese firms like that become
Get shot. Not get shot.
Careful, 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 careful.
There's Looper parts here.
Quantity, but there's some control administration, including I think David Sachs. You mentioned before that.
Try to find that
Chips to China, you'll see in the air how the effort to build.
Yes, I found the gun box. You guys are all walking right past it. And okay. Ambu with a couple rounds, I can do some damage.
People who follow the Chinese chip industry are saying that this could
Okay, I guess we're this way. Has Blue died already? Was he killed by another raider? Oh, great. Okay, I got him. 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 Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. Right. Really, bro? Really? We all just came here for the love and the loot, and you had to do that? Take care, boss. Enjoy yourself.
Good thing I shot that guy first. Let him
China's own AI. I think if you're in the shoes of the Chinese internet sector, the AI sector, companies like ByteDance and Alibaba, they'd actually probably prefer to just get the best chip in the market, which are...
I'm not being funny, but like I could totally just go after taking out that guy. He had some good stuff.
What the Chinese government wants, but I think this is a space where the Chinese government usually wins these arguments. And so I think we are going to see some...
I have a green light stick blueprint. Head home with the central elevator.
...flow into China because the Chinese government does want to support a way to support this self-sufficiency.
So, what's our way out?
Well, there's a way out this way.
Your book really, if anybody hasn't read it, they need to read it. It really lays the foundation for this ongoing...
So what, did he hit first or did you hit first?
I don't know, it was the other guy.
He was being a bit cheeky, huh? Okay. Oh yeah, I remember the blue got hit, yeah.
Certainly, there's a lot of hype about Chinese homegrown talent. You just mentioned a couple, Huawei, Cambricorn, more threads more recently. How are you looking at...
They looted him real quick though, so they probably did shoot first.
Right.
You know, I think China has...
Right.
They waited for us to pass and waited for the last guy and shot him.
Industry, but there are also a number of areas where they're far away from the cutting edge.
Let's just these lockers down.
If you look, first off,
Okay, the action's over there, so if you come up here where I am, we're quite away from it now. We can make an easy run to get out.
Oh, he shot me, shot me, shot me.
Get up. Get up, 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 up.
That delay's been relatively steady over time. So there's a meaningful delay in terms of quality, and there's a huge gap in quantity because TSMC can access the tools that are used to make chips. Machines
okay. Let's just make a run for the get out. It's over there.
So I'm manufacturing
I
quality.
smoked that ladders.
Nice.
Probably thinks we're still down there.
Design, the gap is much less.
Oh, you threw a smoke grenade?
Yeah, so he probably thinks we're still down there hiding or something.
Okay, cool. Well, let's use that opportunity and get out with our free shit.
AI chips, but design only matters if you can get them manufactured, and that's the challenge that Huawei and the other Chinese chip designers have faced. And so I think if you look at
Okay, find a place to hide. Nice, I got that guy's gun plus a fuck ton of medium ammo.
But it's only 1% of NVIDIA's valuation, precisely because they can't manufacture enough chips to sell them.
I found a Andu and
So
a
they
Ben.
really do need to rely on U.S. imports or imports from other countries to, especially as they gear up on AI capacity. Maybe we can switch a little bit about the AI implications, because I know you follow this very, very closely. And certainly one argument that you hear is that the chip side is a critical hardware constraint for China as it tries to compete with the U.S. on compute, on training, and ultimately on AI models. How are you seeing this AI competition between the U.S. and China? And do
Okay, get in.
the dynamic in this AI competition between the two powers?
Well, that was successful.
Shit.
Points that suggest yes, it still is true that quality follows size. Gemini 3, for example, is a strong data point in that direction. Opus 4.5 from Anthropic, but the best is actually DeepSeek, which released a new model earlier this month. And the paper that accompanied that release explicitly said, we, DeepSeek, are actually struggling to pre-train at the scale we want because we don't have access to enough chips. So that's why I think there's so much at stake in the decision by the U.S. to allow H200 sales to China, and by the decision by the Chinese government what volume to actually accept. My guess...
Okay, now, I've got a bit of an idea. That guy had a really cool sniper rifle. How would you feel about going back in there and doing some rat work and taking out some people? Like camp out where you pointed out and then see if we can get someone. How would you feel about that?
And also because China's government wants to provide a space for Huawei and other firms to sell to a protected market. So there may be less H200 sales than I think some of the headlines suggest. And if that's true, we might not see as big of a reversal in the balance in computing power as we've got today, but it's worth tracking very closely because the U.S. advantage in compute has been a core facet of its leadership in AI over the past couple of years.
And if I hear you correctly, you're saying that the chip side still remains significant in this broader AI competition, because if the Chinese can't create its own homegrown versions that are as efficient and as productive, then that's seriously going to be a limitation on their compute capabilities. And we're seeing that knock-on effect with the models that have been coming out of China. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's right. DeepSeek trying to disassemble NVIDIA servers that were in Southeast Asia, ship them into China, and reassemble them is a data point just how far Chinese firms are going to get access to the compute that they realize they need. And
okay, I'm doing it. I bet after this, I'm going to go grab some lunch.
Reassembling, that's not the kind of supply chain you want to rely on to produce your most sensitive and advanced technology.
Fascinating. Well, let's shift to the U.S., where we're talking
got any
a lot
traps
about
or
an
anything?
AI bubble, and there's a lot of speculation.
No, I don't know.
NVIDIA GPUs have been oversold. You've got a famous American hedge fund manager, Michael Burry, who famously predicted the 2008 housing market crash, who's saying that there were way too many NVIDIA GPUs that have been sold. You have also been following this very closely, the data center rollout, where you've got trillions going into data center rollouts throughout America, the GPUs being used to power those data centers and ultimately power models like OpenAI's. Do you
Actually, you know what?
infrastructure boom bubble, and more broadly, is the
I'm going to go get my lunch now. I'm going to send you a friend request. Oh.
being seriously disrupted by these cheaper, more efficient and energy efficient models coming out of China?
I think to start with the second part of the question first on open source, we've now begun to get some reasonable data.
I'm going to go get some lunch now. I'm hungry.
Free open source models from China are winning market share, and the answer is not really, at least from what we can tell.
Can I pause a stream, or do I have to just resume it? I'll just switch the stream off. Okay, I'm gonna go get myself some lunch. So we'll be back in like an hour and a bit. Okay.